surprise. And there we go, up against the Eco. Doesn't matter, hat-trick from Fearless. There's the fourth. And sure, it's up against the Eco, but you've got to appreciate the movement and what Fearless did there to get himself into that position and the quality of the shots as well. Yeah,
he was under pressure a little bit from the guy at top middle with the deagle there, still dealt with him. Nicely done from EZskins, 5-0 right now. But this time, fish123, Keats has got himself an AWP. He's going to go and try and do his best against Fearless. And remember, we all know Rattlesnake being famous for his AWP skills. Obviously, we know what his thoughts are on the CSGO AWP. He just doesn't like it, doesn't feel it's right at all here. So we won't be seeing him picking up anytime soon. But Fearless is the perfect filler for that.
Yes, he is. Touted by many as the UK's current best AWPer. He obviously retired from the game after TLR sort of didn't exactly go according to plan. Players he was in that lineup with were Rattlesnake and Weber as well. Obviously, the other players were Hudsg and I think it was Release who actually came back out of retirement.
Yeah, he tried for a bit.
Yeah, but he didn't really like it.
The thing I feel sorry about for Fearless is like he's always been trying, he's always been up there, great player, but he hasn't had the team to kind of back him up. Right now, I feel like this is a
play back in the day.
Yeah, the old TP lineups, and I just feel like right now, Fearless is in a good position with this team, but look at this. Cryptix does manage to get the better of Pulse there. Mole does finish off 2 of them, and it's going to be all up to Bay. And once again, fish123, they managed to get a couple of kills, but they can't capitalize on anything there. And EZskins are just all over them.
Yeah, I mean, fish123 have enough money to buy up now. I'd like to see a full-on set piece straight towards the A-bomb site, or maybe fake a push towards the A-bomb site, maybe throw a smoke towards CT spawn and a smoke that'll land on top of the steps and actually have a few people waiting outside of B to pop flash the rest of the lads in. They really need to try and avoid mid here or either take Fearless on and defeat him, because as long as Fearless will continue to control this mid area, he's going to continuously cause problems for fish123. And similar to Cash, we always say mid control is crucial on a map like Mirage. The reason it's crucial is because it gives you that second gateway towards B. It gives you that second gateway towards A through connector.
And now you can see they smoked out Fearless there, making sure he couldn't see him, but there's still a fair few of them at middle, and they've got to be careful, because once that smoke goes, Fearless is going to be able to be on a rampage. Now Pulse biding his time. The T's do currently have that full middle control. Fearless has jumped out of the window room.
So there's the information from Pulse. He spotted at least one person at mid, and obviously the fact that fish123 have forced Fearless out sort of shows fish123's cards a little bit. But the problem is they've given EZskins more than enough time to adjust. There's the peek again from Pulse. He's got this information. And right now, the question at hand is, are fish123 going to try and wrap around this A-bomb site, or are they going to head towards B? It looks like they're going all the way back through T spawn, and they're going to try and execute late on towards the A-bomb site, where they'll have 3 CTs waiting for them.
And they've got to be a little bit faster here. We've got about 20 seconds on the clock, and we know how fast that can be run down if they don't manage to get into this bomb site quick enough. And it is going to be some trouble, but Baffam does go up against Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake does take him down. Fearless with 1, Pulse with another. Fearless does get shut down, though. Cryptix trying to get in here. Oh, and fantastic work from Cryptix. Grabs the bomb as well, but he's all alone with 25 HP, and, well, Weber comes in, shuts him down. That's going to take 7-2-0 for EZskins, and fish123, they left it just a little bit too late, I found there. Felt a bit pressured to run into that bomb site, and no real flashes or smokes to help them get in either.
They did, and fish123, again, you know, they are supposed to be a mixed team here. And you could definitely tell the lack of coordination on that last round. We had the player who came out of apps when the rest of his teammates hadn't even pushed out of a ramp yet. So that was definitely a bit of an issue. But yeah, Weber's had a bit of team damage dealt onto him, but he's going to take this peek. He's spotted the T's, and down goes Satan's Fire to try and stop the push coming in from fish123. Weber and Mole both chiming in. 2 frags for Mole, looking to make it 3. Will he do it? No, he won't. And the bomb plant now surely has to go down for fish123. But no, it's been dropped. Fearless rotates in. Cryptix with his 3rd of the round. And now Pulse and Fearless, they can't afford to lose this one, surely.
No, they've run straight past the bomb here, but he's now cornered down. And, well, Fearless, oh, we've just seen a corner of him. We're poking into Kitchen right now. Slow and steady as he goes. He's checking every angle. Nice shot onto Fearless there. He's turned it into a 1v1. He's taken down 4 players already, and he's got an idea of where Pulse is. He spotted him in that window previously, but only 40 seconds on the clock, and he's got to be so careful.
Yeah, the good thing for Pulse here is that he knows the bomb's being dropped, so Pulse basically does not have to peek. It's just playing it by the book. And
oh,
he did
and
peek, and there's the
5
headshot.
kills, 4 cryptics there. Very nice ace, but it was a little bit touch and go. And considering they managed to get into that bomb site quite early on, they should have been able to get a plant a little bit sooner than that.
That's a bit of revenge there from Cryptics, because I don't know if you know, but he was initially approached to join this EZskins lineup, and he actually turned down the offer.
Also, he's showing them what he can do.
Information there, but yeah.
Well, Keats has managed to shut down Fearless early on already with the AWP. Now it's going to give them a one-man advantage after picking up their first round so far, and this is what they need to try to bring themselves back into the game a bit here.
Yeah, this could be interesting if Silverback had managed to boost himself towards window room. He'd have been able to flank pulls from behind, but not happening right now. fish123 just biding their time. Even though EZskins lost that eco round in the last round, because they'd won 7 rounds consecutively, more than enough money to still buy up properly. But they are a man down here, but it does look like there's a CT. It's Rattlesnake, that CT, who's made his way all the way through to T-spawn. Batham, good stuff from him. He stayed in T-spawn whilst the rest of his teammates went towards B, and actually was watching the behind of his teammates to prevent this kind of flank. And now Rattlesnake, he should normally get 3 versus 1 here, should normally get outnumbered, but the flash is over the building. Phenomenal play from Rattlesnake, gets a double, pulls back, and EZskins, now they're the team with the advantage.
That was a hugely good play there from Rattlesnake. Excellent use of the flashes, as you said, but more importantly, he knew when to fall back. He knew when he'd done what he needed to do. Oh, Weber getting shut down by Chester there, but straight away Pulse with the reply. It's all up to Cryptics once again. We did just see him clutch the last round. He's in a 1v3 right now, and well, he's going to have to do a lot of work to make this work for him. Going around slowly, does get spotted from the side though. Mole finishes him off, and EZskins won't allow fish123 to pick up another round, but a huge play from Rattlesnake pretty much saved him there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how Rattlesnake ended up in T-spawn. He must have pushed
and
A
Baffin
round.
Missed it as well when we first saw it. He could have easily got him. He had his back turned to him. Could have been a whole different story right now.
Well, not only did he miss it, but he actually got reinforcements coming to try and help him. But Rattlesnake had definitely done his homework on the movement that he did in the last round before. Flash went straight over the building, got 2 cheeky kills. And so crucial that EZskins managed to return the frags. But it does look like we are going to see a Rec 9 stampede towards a B bomb site yet again. Mr. Brandon Weber, the man to try and hold off the push with the M4. Gets 2, looking for the 3rd. It's not going to happen. But his right-hand man in Mole comes in off short and takes out the rest of the fish. 9-1.
Yeah, well held. Good use of the incendiary grenade as well. 9-1 in favour of EZskins. Obviously, it wasn't eco for Fish, but Fish need to make this work for him right now. We see guns are being fired everywhere in T-spawn right now. Kind of a little bit of a swap around, but Keats, he's going to have to deal with Fearless straight away. And let's see how it works out here for him at middle. He's there just before him. He spotted him, took the shot, but got Pulse that time even. So he's dropped Pulse down to 61 health, shot through the wall. Good start, but not the kill that he was looking for. But now he's also going to have to locate Fearless to ensure they know where he is.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Fearless. He's such a dynamic player. Like, 1 second he'll be playing window room, the next second he'll be playing on top of the A bomb site. Sometimes, I guarantee you, we'll see him swap out with Weber and go towards B. And that's going to be a crucial approach for EZskins. They've got to keep their opponents guessing. And they also love going for these strange, aggressive pushes where they try to surprise their opponents. Weber trying to take a leaf out the book of Rattlesnake, but unfortunately that time around not working for him.
And look at this from Pulse. Gets one, but he's quickly shut down by Connor. He's trying to deal with him at middle. And look at that. Connor with a second one. Does manage to deal with Mole. And Rattlesnake's looking through that smoke. Oh, fantastic work from him. Does manage to finish off Connor, but it's still a 2 versus 3. fish123 do have that one-man advantage. They'll be coming to that B1 side, but look at Fearless in another position again, like we just said. Gets the bomb down. Beautifully played by him. He knows there's more terrorists there. Just spotted one. Misses it onto Keats, though. And now it's all up to Rattlesnake.
It is 1 versus 2. Mr. Sam Gorn with it all to do. He knows the bomb is going to go down on the B bomb site. There was nowhere near enough time for fish123 to pick it up and head towards A. And there we go. First terrorist spotted as Rattlesnake begins to make his way in towards this bomb site. He'll know someone's on short based off this Molotov that's bounced off the windowsill right in front of him. But Banks, do you reckon he can do it?
It's going to be tricky. They've got a great position here for fish123, and he didn't have a smoke to deal with that fire, so he's going to be pushed for time. And yeah, he is going to be falling back to save. The smarter decision here, maybe he'd have had a smoke there and could have put out the fire. It would have been a different story, but he knew when his days were numbered, went with a better decision, and this is where an experienced player like Rattlesnake comes into play. not going for it, not risking it. They're 9-2 ahead, but he knows every round's going to count.
But again, I think we saw very good use of the Molotov there. And, you know, it is quite expensive, but if you can save Molotovs late on in the round, especially when you're on the T side, especially for post-plant positions, you can reap the benefits like that. And obviously, towards the start of CSGO, we didn't actually see the Molotovs used that much. Finally, players are finding a use for them. And of course, Fearless finding a use for his AWP off with Batham's head. And it looks like he's hungry for more frags, Banks.
Well, we just had a little bit of a miscommunication or whatever there. Someone else joined onto the server. Not ideal at all, but it's been dealt with quickly. And Fearless, again, with the AWP, getting the kills in that he needs to right now. And fish123, they had that mid-control for one round. And if they don't get it, I think the better decision for them to be back away right now, especially with how good Fearless is. Yeah,
well, Cryptics has the AWP, and they should know by now that Weber's always jumping in this exact position. So I'd like to see them rotate Cryptics over here to just try and pull off the AWP shot. So if he can get this, just this entry frag, and then they can use one of these smokes to smoke off Mole, who they should know by now normally plays off short, then it could work well for them. But no, there's the AWP shot missed. Molotov going down now, and that will further slow down fish123 with only 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, they're leaving it too late once again, and when you get into this situation, you don't want to be looking at the timer and thinking, oh no, okay, I've got to get this done now, because then you start making quick decisions that won't go in your favour. Yeah, they're straight away running away, and they've got to be careful they don't run into any CTs. Luckily, no one's kind of started to flank them here, but yeah, it's gonna be the save for him definitely right now.
Yeah, a shame really. But again, it is 5 versus 3, and EZskins, they've impressed me so far, you know. We said there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and they really are basically giving fish123 a schooling on how he should play the CT side of Mirage. But I think credit where it's due to Fearless. You know, I think he's been phenomenal based off of what we've seen so far. And
16 for 4 already. He's
exactly.
proving exactly what we would need to see.
People talk about how good Rattlesnake was with the AWP back in Source, but Fearless is on another level. He really, really is. And if he can keep up this form, then I can definitely see him becoming a star player, not just in the UK scene, but hopefully on an international level as well, which is what this EZskins team are really aiming for.
And I think with fish123 right now, then they are pretty much on a similar level to EZskins here. It's not just EZskins running away and just doing them over every single time, but EZskins just seem so well drilled right now. They know what they're doing every single round, and it's showing in their gameplay.
It is 3 Kalashnikovs and 1 Tech 9 for Cryptics, and Keita with the AWP that he saved from the last round. So let's see whether he can use it to try and get an entry. Rattlesnake knows exactly where his opponents are. Very good play from Pulse. He's pretty much had all of Connector Banks on complete lockdown, and fish123 haven't once infiltrated it, I don't think. And it's such a crucial part for the map, especially for the terrorists, because if you can get in that position or maybe boost someone into window room and then wrap around the A-bomb site, then it makes your life so much easier. But EZskins, honestly, giving no breathing room for their opponents.
No, none at all. And it'll be interesting to see if Cryptics can sneak around here. Most of his team are playing around middle. We've got 1 towards A. He's dealing with B, and he's only got the Tech 9 on him. But if he could get a pick here or he could sneak round, this could be vital for Fish right now.
It's almost like fish123, rather than trying to make the entry frags happen themselves, they're taking it slow and hoping that EZskins will be the ones to make the first mistake. But
and again, they're leaving it for this timer right down 30 seconds.
Yeah, because they're waiting for their opponents to make a mistake, and it's not going to happen, fish123. You guys need to make the move. You guys need to make the magic happen. You guys need to find the key to unlock this bomb site, and finally, that might be the key found by Batham, unless Pulse can go big, which he can't. Chester with the headshot onto Pulse. Rattlesnake now last line of defense here on the A-bomb site, but 10 seconds to go. Where's the bomb? The bomb's on short. Surely they're not going to have enough time to plant. And is that it for fish123? No time, bomb won't go down, and that's just poor.
The only team I've ever seen execute these late rushes so well has always been Na'Vi. Yeah, Na'Vi without a doubt. They play to that style. Sadly, Fish, you're trying it right now, but it's really like you just don't know what is actually going on.
The thing is, Batham got that entry frag with more than enough time.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I mean, I'm not sure who had the bomb, but it looked like the fact that it was with 10 seconds to go on the top of short, after Batham got the entry frag and Silverback got a second entry frag on the A bomb site, that bomber was
He should have been doing
behind.
legs. He should have been running from the first kill. Should have been called in and dealt with. But onto Weber, and he's looking into this A bomb site through the smoke. He does spot one of them. He knows there's a lot of them coming around. Going to use his incendiary grenade very well. And Pulse, got to be careful. They've got close. He gets one. He's seen another. He's got to, oh, he's running around that smoke. He knows he's got to be careful. Spamming through, but Conic does manage to take him down. Mole, though, gets one. Weber onto another. Rattlesnake picks up Keats, and it's going to be all up to Cryptix, who does have an M4 in his hand, but he's against 4 members of EZskins, and this was a very good retake from them.
Well, let's see whether he can clutch again. He's got one, but he's not going to make it a double. Fearless blows him to smithereens. And that was, again, a sensational retake from EZskins. One thing worth mentioning as well was the fact that Weber, he's their lone B player. And he didn't rotate over from B until the bomb had actually gone down. In EZskins' retake, they took out 3 out of 4 terrorists, being a man down. You see what I'm trying to say? And that pretty much here, individually as well, goes to show how much better EZskins are, you know, player-wise as well, as opposed to their opponents. And
I think here with EZskins, you look at how they dealt with that retake. No one was being aggressively rushing in. It was all calculated.
Moving as a unit.
Yeah, 100% teamwork, and that's exactly what's going to be the difference between these two teams. Now look at this, Rattlesnake in a great position, gets one, hides behind the box, hasn't been spotted, the flashes are going out, finally gets a second, but Keats does manage to take him down. The bomb will be planted in the A bomb site, but they're still on a 1-man down, and they haven't got the guns in their hands. Mole spamming through the smoke, gets 2, and he gets the third onto Keats, and that's going to finish the first half, 13-4-2 in favour of EZskins, and it's not like Fish played extremely bad or anything. They were just outperformed and also just out-tactically manoeuvred as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. At the end of the day, fish123 are the mix and EZskins are the team. And I think it's safe to say that we haven't really seen a surprise. EZskins have genuinely looked like the full-on proper lineup here. Obviously, to compete on an international level, they're going to have to play against much tougher opponents. But I'm quite happy for him to see him 13-2 up. I mean, it's at least a step in the right direction, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's all going to come down to how they play this T-side now. And, well, they've got a huge advantage. All going to be the all-important pistol round.
They've got a lot of room for error. So even if they do lose a pistol round here, they most likely will end up winning the game as well. They only need 3 rounds on the T-side of Mirage, which really shouldn't be a problem.
And you saw EZskins as well. We talked about how smart they were playing. Even when they were so far ahead, they had that bank of money. They were not taking any risks, and that's what I've really liked seeing from them. Now into this pistol round. You can see the T's making their way towards the A-bomb site, mainly through Palace. We've got one coming up towards ramp. The first flash goes over. Cryptix has spotted him. Will he be able to get a shot here? Can't quite get anyone. Batham does get the first kill. Rattlesnake onto Keats. Cryptix, though, very nice shot there with a P2000, but he's just out of bullets. Mole does deal with Batham. It's 3 versus 3, but one more goes down. Cryptix done. A nice shot from Chester with the P2000. 2 versus 2. The bomb has not been planted yet, and there we go. Finally goes down. And EZskins are on a rampage right now. It's all up to Silverback. He doesn't know exactly where they are. They're both stacked up towards the same side here. Will he be able to deal with this? He's only got 18 health. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, but he can't make it. And Rattlesnake does finish him off. 3 kills for him. And EZskins do take the pistol round pretty convincingly.
Yeah, solid stuff now. I mean, provided they can assert their dominance with the amount of firepower they've currently brought up, thanks to winning the pistol round, then I honestly don't see any way back into the game for fish123. I mean, they've been poor. We expected more than the amount of rounds that I believe it was, what was the team called who played against Infused?
Oh, Radical.
Radical, yeah. But unfortunately, it seems like we're going to have yet another 16-2. And let's see whether Silverback and his jumping scout can get the job done. There's the double from Silverback. Good stuff. And the AKs of the EZskins players hit the floor. And all he needs is a third one. Nose Pulse is going to be running towards him. Hungry to find that frag. Can he make it happen? No, he can't. Pulse charges into this B-bomb site. Keita waiting patiently with the 5-7. And the fish123 reinforcements are finally here. And Mole and Rattlesnake, they've got armor. They've got big bad weapons. They've got to make it work for them now. They can't afford to lose this round.
Yeah, he needs some backup seriously right now. Mole on 6 health. Rattlesnake does finally come around with that AK, and he's going to be needed to do the work right now. Got to use that AK to advantage and still be careful of the scout on Batham. They've still got plenty of time to play for, so they could go back. They've got the bomb, and oh, look at Keats. Trying to get that shot off with a jump in 5-7. It wasn't going to work, and Rattlesnake shuts him down. Turned into a 2 versus 2, and they were almost on a similar HP standing. Rattlesnake is going to be first man into the bomb site. He's taking it very cautiously, very slowly right now.
Yeah, Rattlesnake, if he can just drop Cryptix, who's pretty much bleeding to death right now on top of this B bomb site, then it'll be 2 versus 1, and all the T's will have to do is plant the bomb and hold the crossfire. They have no idea Cryptix is here. See you later, Mole. Is it going to be see you later, Rattlesnake as well? No, not just yet. 5 seconds to go. He's going to plant in the corner, and Batham now with it all to do with only this P2000.
This would be huge if Batham can get this. They're dancing around. Oh, 16 HP on Batham. Is he going to be able to do it? But Rattlesnake gets the better of him and turns that into 3 kills for him. Rattlesnake, though, he took his time to get to that bomb site. Once he saw his teammates dying, considering he had the AK-47, he didn't really react fast enough, and it put him into that tricky situation that Fish nearly took there. And they did so well. I know the scout played a big part of that, but Fish, they're definitely capable of dealing with this.
Let's see. Firepower-wise, they've had to force buy up, obviously. They lose this round, they lose the map, and we've got a few 5-7s, a few Desert Eagles, and Silverback, of course, with what will hopefully become his world-famous scout in the UK scene, at least. But here we go. Connor looking for the 1 dig, pulls a trigger, not going to get it up against Rattlesnake. Well, but with this MAC-10, he can sniff a CT out in window room right now, and I think Banks, it's only going to be a matter of time until EZskins basically put their name onto Mirage and win the map.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky situation for Fish to get out of, but if Silverback can get a few more shots off with that scout like that, he might be able to turn this around. But it's wishful thinking, and if he misses shots like that, oh, comes off of a nice deagle shot. He is the only man left, though, firing away there and finally gets shut down by Weber. Long range style. 16-2 will be your first map. And well, EZskins, they showed us what they can actually do.
Yeah, very, very good performance from EZskins. And again, as far as I'm concerned, my man of the CT half, at least for EZskins, was fearless. But Rattlesnake, you know, he was at the bottom of the scoreboard on the first half. But second half, on the T side, he really, really stepped it up with the AK-47, even though we barely saw any T half.
Yeah.
T round, sorry.
Well, the next map's going to be Cash, and well, what a devastating defeat there for Fish. But I truly believe, like, where the difference we saw between Infused and Radical to this game is huge, because Radical, they just couldn't do it. They weren't capable of on the skill level side of things. But Fish, there were some very close rounds. It was just how well drilled that EZskins were. Well,
I think the fact that EZskins were running around with shotguns also helped.
Yes, yeah. Massively.
Yeah, I mean, just watching that there, I'm amazed, actually, it wasn't a little bit closer, because those guys, there's a lot of history there. Like, you know, Keita's played in teams with, you know, Weber. I think he's played in teams with Rattlesnake even, towards the end of sort of Rattlesnake's career, if you like. I'm pretty sure he's played in a team with Pulse as well. So he's going to know all the things they like to do, all the things that they're going to do in a game. He hasn't really been able to sort of translate that into anything practical for his team. On top of that, you had guys in there like, you know, Batham, who he was being sort of lauded as one of the, you know, new generation UK players. He did get an opportunity, he did play in some decent sized teams. He had a pretty awful day at the office there on that map, not like him really at all, where he was being touted. I mean, there's that one clip in Source of him on Dust 2 where it's like, you know, 4 bullets, 4 headshots when he's coming up catwalk. And he was, you know, considered to be like this great, you know, aim star. So really disappointed, actually, for fish123. I know it's a mix, but still, you would expect them to give a better account of themselves. Do want to say, though, massively impressed with, well, first of all, Rattlesnake, because I've seen him racking up the hours on Dota 2. Right? Not kidding. Sam is bashing Dota 2. I think he's trying to get his compendium leveled up, mate. But really solid performance from him, and shows he's still got that critical intelligence. You know, that part where they were coming out onto the B bomb site on Mirage, Mole's down to 6 HP and locked into a corner. Sam's the one there saying, let's just wait. Just wait. They'll peak. They've got to peak. They've got to peak us. Wait. Gets down to 20 seconds. Right, okay, now we'll go. Now we'll move. And ultimately, it was him that won them that round, you know. And sure, it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference within the grand scheme of things. But ultimately, it's that intelligence to not panic, to not just think, we'll just run out.
And he wasn't in any situation. Every situation that he was put into like that, he dealt with it the right way. And that just comes from the pure experience that he has over some of the players that he plays
like
with.
when he was on the CT side and they pushed down a ramp.
Oh, yeah.
And he got 2 kills to the terrorists in T-spawn just by flashing over the building.
And he could have gone for the third, but he waited. He spunked his bullets and was just like, okay, wait a second, I know it's time to pull back. And most players you see today would have been like, no, I'm going for the hungry kills.
They get the rush of blood.
Yeah, they're like, come on, I want to take him.
And I want to say as well, was impressed with Fearless quite a lot. I mean, he's somebody who I never really knew what to make of him at various points in his career. Very hard to gauge how good he was because for the longest period of time, Fearless wasn't really in serious teams. He was in, good-looking gamers, for example, which tells you right there, right, how serious a team that was. That was made up, obviously, from the Twisted Play community side. From there, he did, again, towards the end of his career, he was being sort of respected. He did get a chance to play with big top players. Right now, though, I mean, I think it's a massive endorsement of his ability that Rattlesnake isn't AWPing. He's saying, you take it. You're better than me with that gun now, you know? And considering Rattlesnake's history, where he was UK's top AWPer and 1.6 top AWPer in Source, to pass off the mantle to Fearless, huge endorsement, and I thought he had a great show in there. Showed what he can do with the AWP. Interestingly enough, while I still think it's too early to talk about EZskins even being a top 30 team, in the world,
Tier 7,
it's
HLTV,
exactly. I mean, let's definitely not get carried away. What I do want to say is we know one thing about the game, and that is that real top-level AWPers are more thin on the ground than they were in Source. Certainly, there is a chance that he can stamp his authority on it because he is a very aggressive AWPer. He's somebody who likes to, go for those ridiculous shots, and more often than not, he does hit them. So I'm going to be intrigued to see what he does moving forward for this EZskins team. Yeah,
massively. And I think EZskins, they played it smart, they played it well, and I think it's just a good sign of things to come. And I think I think we've all got this thing in the UK right now, as we know how the rest of the top teams in the UK have done, and they fold after a while. We need a team right now.
Well,
and
we definitely
hopefully
do.
This can be it.
I mean, I've got to say, this was the problem that was telegraphed in the UK scene for the longest period of time. We all asked the question, where's the next generation? Yeah. What happens when the late 20-somethings decide to retire? Who's coming through? Weber was one of the few people that really got that opportunity when he was young enough. He went from being in
Rasta XD to MTW.
Before that,
his
debut was with the team, I think it was Golden Eagles clan, GE clan.
Bloody
hell. I remember
right?
G's.
And that was at I-Series.
I was probably 12 back then.
Now, yeah. So was he.
Yeah, fair enough.
So when he made his debut with GE clan, everyone was saying this kid's a talent, it's just his attitude. He was the guy who was saying, look, I'm good enough, I just want an opportunity. And he did everything he could. He crawled over broken glass with his flies unzipped just to get an opportunity to start mixing with the top players. And when he got that opportunity, they were all like, yeah, this kid's really good. Now, he was one of the few people that were afforded that opportunity. And here we are now, where you look at the secondary talent, you look at the young talent in the UK scene, there isn't any, because for the longest period of time, it was the old guard, and they didn't bring anyone through. So, that's the problem we've had for the longest period of time. I mean, that's one of the reasons why UKCS isn't as competitive as it used to be. And
I think the balance of this team is just right. You're saying about the ages there and stuff. And the experience of the new blood and how hungry they are is definitely there right now. And we talked about, obviously, EZskins being a salaried team right now. They've got what they need here to be a great team. And now it's just making sure that they accomplish it.
Well, while we're talking about blasts from the past, right, do you know who Mole's first competitive team was?
No idea.
It's a team called MIA, for missing in action.
Oh.
Enemy Down Heroes. And I know that because I was in that team.
Hey, richest days of playing.
Yeah, so that's where Mole started. He started playing with an old bum like me. I mean, I must have been 24, 25 at that point. So yeah. So, but I watched him get his first competitive start. It was clear it was always going to be good. He's got a brother called Zippy as well, who I think we played with for a brief period of time. But again, he was another young player that wasn't really afforded the talents until the UK scene was already on afforded the opportunity until the UK scene was already on a massive decline. And this has been one of the ongoing problems in the UK. I say that there is talent out there, but nobody wants to be like, should we just pick up Henry G and Huds G again?
Yeah.
Should we just pick up Critical again? Or do you want to spend 6 months grooming somebody to be a good player? Nothing else. Grooming somebody to maybe let you down at the end and maybe not live up to the amount of effort you've put in. And in the UK scene, when we don't really apply ourselves quite as much as we should.
No, kind of going for the easier options more times than not, but could be a different situation this time for us at least.
Yeah. So we're getting into cash. I'll ask you guys. I'm just reading the chat. Oh, you can see it as well.
Yeah, everyone can see what's
we've
going
got
on.
the chat for you now. X-rated stuff, although we all have a bit of NWA. But just some thoughts then about while we're getting ready to go on to cash. I mean, certainly fish123 didn't show me anything there that makes me think this can be a competitive map that EZskins aren't going to do it into. Maybe you guys noticed something a little different.
This map's actually EZskins' choice as well. So
yeah.
I'm expecting much of the same, but I'm hoping Fish are a little bit more warmed up and they're paying attention to what happened last time, because I know they're not the same map, but you've got a similar style of map here. I'm hoping just for a tighter scoreline, but I can still see EZskins running away with it.
The main positive I'm looking at for fish123 is that Cash is very similar to DDoS 2 in the sense that it's a lot easier to play a map like Cash and execute on a map like Cash when you have like more of a puggish, fluid play style, on the fly play style, which will be for sure what fish123 are going to employ. Whilst Mirage, I was quite surprised that fish123 actually chose Mirage, because Mirage is that kind of map where it's all about your set pieces. It's all about how you practice as a team and that kind of sort of drilled approach that you normally see from actual teams rather than mixed teams. So I was definitely surprised by that map pick, but maybe EZskins, maybe that's just a sign that they had their veto under control or something, I don't know, and they forced fish123 into having to go for Mirage.
Well, I can see that we're getting ready for the 9th round. So just quickly, I called Henry G up in the break. I actually did. We were having a chat about it. He's going to be casting today at SIVO. Obviously, he's in America. And he said it would make his whole life complete if you can work in your catchphrase, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, during this game. He did say that. He said to say hello to both of you.
All right.
So please,
this is for you, Henry Jones.
Right. So yeah, please do it. Anyway, I'll let you. Without any further ado, I'll let you guys jump in and do what you do so well, casting the second map, fish123 versus EZskins on Cash.
Thank you, Rich. And well, EZskins, they've gone and taken the 9th round. They will have the choice of side there, and we'll get straight into it. Hopefully, hey, back to our new camera angle. That's both the point.
How you doing? How you doing? Right, anyway, so did you catch who won the 9th round?
Yes, it was EZskins that took the 9th round.
At least someone's paying attention. Yeah.
Having a slight glance. Yeah. It's not just all fun and games.
All right.
But EZskins here, they're going to start on the CT side, preferred side for them, obviously. And fish123, they're really just going to have to make sure they're on their A game and learn from what they did do wrong on Mirage and see what they can do against EZskins, because it's their map choice. And as I said, I just want to see a tighter game, because the scoreline didn't do it justice last time.
No, it didn't. There's the nade going straight out from EZskins. Deals damage onto pretty much all the fish123 players. And here we go. Weber has spotted the fish123 players start to swim in. He's had to fall back from the bomb site. He's still dealing the damage, and he'll deal the damage with a brilliant headshot onto Connor. And now, surely, EZskins need to rotate in now that the bomb's been planted.
Yeah, Weber biding his time. Nicely done, though. And the CTs are going to be grouping. And look at this positioning from EZskins. Pulse going to come through, looking straight down to Checkers. He knew Baffin was going to be down there, but he's also got to deal with Silverback, who's just behind at the very back of Checkers there. Mole gets one onto Cryptix. Pulse comes out, but he is finished off quite quickly. Weber, though, bided his time, got one. Rattlesnake down as well. It's 3 versus 2. The bomb's ticking quite fast. They've left it a little bit late here. Fearless does finish him off. But look, one's on the bomb as well. Will he be able to get it? No, he came off. A huge round there from Silverback. 4 kills for him. He started in Checkers, ran round, dealt with all of them. But if he'd stayed on the bomb, EZskins would have won that round. No idea why he came off it, but I'm guessing they thought Silverback was very close to them in comparison.
Interesting that someone's apparently spamming their mumble with what does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding.
Don't get me started. Don't put that in my head, Kai.
Oh, dear.
Well, we'll wait for them to deal with their little bit of issues here. And we've got a replay we'll look at. So we'll have a look at what happened on the previous pistol round.
There we go. See, Batham got headshotted by Fearless. And like you said, if only he'd actually held on to the defuse, but it didn't in the end. And you know, would he have had enough time? I think he may have just about managed to squeeze it in.
He would have got that defuse because Silverback was so far back. He would have never got there in time. He was hidden behind the box. But he just came off it and tried to finish him off. And, well, Silverback was probably laughing at this point because he dealt with them all single-handedly.
Yep. Great four-man for him to start off this this map, to say the least. Especially, you know, they're on the T side here on Cash, and realistically, it's kind of map that you'd expect to go 9-6 in favour of either teams or 8-7 kind of thing. It's a very even map, but oh dear Lord, what's going on in the chat? UKCS, yeah?
Yeah, you've got to enjoy the UKCS chat here. We're just having a slight issue, but they're dealing with it straight away.
Yeah, our head admin's actually called Ferguson. Yeah, it's a she, I believe, but still, I like to call her Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah, because you know she gets the job done.
Gets the job done. I like that. Yeah, man, you could do with that help now, couldn't they?
Yeah, well, you're United.
I know, thank you. Before you started on the abuse there, I was
trying to somehow, you know, slide that in. But anyways, I better go back to focusing on how I'm going to try and slide in easy peasy lemon squeezy for now. But SMGs for fish123. Cryptic's the only one with the Galil. Let's see what they can do.
And look at this, a very fast push here from EZskins. Jumped out there into A, but Cryptic's holding back. Manages to dodge the nade there. Weber with his scout, and this is going to be the vital part. We can see they've got the 5-7, the Deagle up on Rattlesnake. Baffin given the spam, but not going to reach anyone at this point. I like this. It's a bit of a slower play here from Fish. They're playing a lot smarter than what we saw last time round, and I think they can just feel so much more confident right now. The fact they did manage to pick up that pistol round, and I bet Silverback's buzzing and feeling like he can take on anyone.
Yeah, a lot of confidence for him, but they've got to make sure that they check that corner that Mole's actually sitting in. We saw what happened between Infused and, what were they called? Not Renegades.
Radical.
Radical, that's it. Yeah, we saw what happened between them when Radical failed to check that corner. So, especially now that EZskins are on these 5-7s, that's why fish123 are taking it so slow. They can't afford any mistakes here, Banks.
And I expect players of this caliber on both teams to know where that spot is, at least check it, and hopefully they won't get caught out by it. But Fearless, he's already making the move. He's got an understanding that it's probably going to be heading towards B right now. They have all grouped up there. No one's rotated just over from A yet, only from middle. And look at that shot from Rattlesnake. And a second one. Going absolutely huge with the Deagle right now. Backed up by Weber and Fearless. Only Baffin remains. Baffin does deal with one of them. He's on 34 health. He's not got too much left in him. And he gets taken down by Pulse. And EZskins in with the eco. But Rattlesnake with them Deagle shots.
Yeah, he had no right whatsoever to get, what was it, 2 or 3 Deagle kills in the end. Phenomenal play, and Weber as well came in with the scout. And that push shut down completely for fish123, and now their economy has genuinely gone down the drain. We've got 2 players in Keita and Connor on armor, but the rest only on pistols, and Cryptic's only with the Glock. Maybe that's a sign of an AWP or something to come, I don't know, but no way should have fish123 lost that round. But credit where it's due to Rattlesnake.
Yeah, he dealt with that very impressively. All the guns coming towards him, and the Deagle power, we spoke about it being used more and more right now. And Weber starts the round in style with the scout shot onto Keats there to give him a one-man advantage. Nice and early on, and Rattlesnake from afar with the Galil onto Baffin there as well.
Yeah, and it seems like fish123, even though they are 2 soldiers down, they're going to try and execute somewhat towards this A-bomb site. Not going to be easy. EZskins playing very, very passive here, keeping their distance, basically doing what their opponents try to do to them. Not very well. And Mole from MBK, easy frags with the FAMAS up against only pistols and unarmored opponents. And fish123 now, they might as well, you know, full eco it or Silverback, Cryptics and Bath, and maybe buy up Tech 9s, but Keats and Connor really do have to eco it if they are going to try and force a proper buy come round number 5.
Well, 2-1, 1 round advantage for EZskins right now after losing the pistol round initially. But it's all in their favour at the moment, and we'll have to see what fish123 can do here. And, well, Mole opens up exactly how he wants, takes down Baffin, and Mole's going to deal with them as they come through the door, gets 2. Tries to get the deagle there, but oh wow, Silverback fires back at him, and Rattlesnake does finish him off. It's all going to be up to Keats right now. He does have the bomb. And he's stuck just hiding behind that door. Luckily, he's not getting spammed right now.
Yeah, not much he can do really here. Credit where it's due for Mole. I think it was Rattlesnake that pop flashed him into A main. It flashed the terrorist who made his way into A main. He got that first frag, then quickly, neatly positioned himself behind the forklift. He saw that he killed someone A main, so he thought, right guys, they're on an eco. It seems like they're probably going to be trying to come towards this A bomb site thick and fast. So expected that there could have potentially been players behind the door. And you know what? There definitely were. Molotov went down, burned anyone who tried to run through. And it was just easy peasy lemon squeezy spray down with the FAMAS. That one's for you, Henry. That one's for you.
He managed it straight away, and well, Keats this time's got an AWP. We're going to see Fearless with his as well. Still a FAMAS up for the CT sides. Their Mole not looking to upgrade it at all, but it's going to be a full buy for Fish. And oh, Pulse does get caught off guard. Rattlesnake down as well, but Rattlesnake's incendiary grenade does manage to finish off Baffam. Mole's got to be very careful here, though. He's going to eat a lot of bullets to his direction, and Connor's coming for him as well. He does deal with Connor, and one's boosted up high right now near the vents. And it's 3 versus 3, and it's going to be pretty damn close. But Rattlesnake and Pulse did not expect that at all. Headed towards main straight away. Came out at middle, and the T's were already boosted up, and they boosted actually 3 of them that round.
It was really good play from Mole because he got that frag in the end and then quickly fell back and changed his position. He knew that he can't afford here to allow his teammates to go a man down, and Fearless doesn't want that to happen either. How on earth did he even pull that shot off the A-bomb site straight down short onto mid? And now fish123, they've got to try and plant the bomb here. It seems like Cryptix is going to make his way around Toxic. Little does he know that Weber's actually there. He knows that now. Headshot comes in, and the B bomb site finally, Banks, is in control of fish123. And this could be very difficult to retake because Fearless has the AWP. He's going to lack a lot of versatility unless he can trade it round.
Yeah, and you saw Mole pick up that M4. I spoke about his FAMAS early on. Nice upgrade, well and duly needed in this 2 versus 2. The bomb's down on the B bomb site. And, well, Silverback and Cryptix, they've got themselves in a good position. And look at that. Cryptix deals with Mole straight away. Fearless has to hit the shots. Or was he maybe just spotted there? Not quite sure. He's going to be falling back, though, and he's going to save it. He does have his AWP. And, look, he's also got all that utility with him as well, and he can't be throwing that away.
No, but you know who deserves a proper pat on the back there, for me? Cryptix. The fact that he checked the corner where Weber was hiding as well. If he'd failed to check that corner, which a lot of people, mind you, will have done, then that would have been round over, game over there. Weber would have easily got the spray down as they went towards that B-bomb site. So credit where it's due to Cryptix. He got a clutch as well on Mirage, so he's definitely played well so far. And I think the nice thing to see here, Banks, is that fish123 already have the same amount of rounds they had on Mirage. So maybe, hopefully, this is a sign of things to come.
Well, Weber in a great position with that AWP. We see a double AWP setup here from EZskins. And this could be the thing that catches Fish off guard completely right now. Because they may have just won the round, but I don't think they're going to be prepared for this. No,
most of the time what happens is one of the AWPs goes towards like MBK or Quad and looks towards A main, and the other goes towards B. Sometimes you might send the B AWPer towards mid at the start, maybe to try and get a frag towards boost, but right now, it does seem like Weber's going to be the AWPer in B, and it's going to be Fearless just to hold MBK. And it seems like they're going to try and fake the A take here, or maybe fake the... Yeah, bombs outside A, so they're going to try and fake the B infiltration here. They're going to try and breach B. Then the rest of the troops are going to head towards A, hopefully, once EZskins CTs have pulled out.
Well, that was a nice play from Pulse there. Molotov came right to his feet, dealt with it with the smoke, and they've got an idea that he's there, but there's no guarantee that he would have been actually in the vents at this point, so he could pop out to cause a little bit of confusion, but it's just very slow and steady once again from Fish, and it wasn't working for him before. Will it work this time? Well, Silverback thinks so, takes down Mole. Fearless nearly caught out of position there. Oh, and he misses the shot. Connor takes him down. It's all going to be up to Rattlesnake. Takes down 2 members. Can he deal with another one? There's one in the bomb site. I'm not sure if he knows it, and Cryptix takes down Pulse from behind. Rattlesnake gets one before Baffin finishes him off, and it's all up to Weber, and Cryptix makes quick work of him. And now, this is the game we were expecting. This is the game we were wanted. It is 3-4-3.
Yeah, again, what changed that round for me, honestly, was Cryptix. whilst the rest of his teammates went towards A, he was still waiting, lurking around mid, what people call the get-right role. And then he popped up and then flanked the CT, who's actually facing his Cryptix' teammates, off short. And that's why it worked so well and left Weber outnumbered. Because when it was 3 versus 2, the retake could have potentially been on, especially as Weber had that AWP. But great positioning from Cryptix, great play from him. And now they've evened it up at 3-all. So I think, or rather I'm quite sure, that we are going to see EZskins eco this round. So
yeah, we're just having to just have a look at the server right now as they just pause it to deal with the people trying to connect and join in our fun and ruin it for us. But we won't focus on that, how annoying it may be. We will deal with the fact that Fish and EZskins right now are completely tied. And the one thing you're seeing here from Fish is they are just playing it a little bit smarter. And also, like before, making use of their flashes and smokes that they weren't doing previously on Mirage.
I mean, it's 3-3 right now, yeah. I mean, based off of what you've seen so far, do you want to put your neck on the line and go for a prediction? Do you think we're going to go to Dust 2, which will be a third map?
I'm still convinced it's going to get closed out 2-0, but I just thought this is going to be a much closer game. Even though this was EZskins' map choice, just the fact that I feel Fish may be a little bit more warmed up, we're probably going to see us around maybe 16-10 or something like that. But Fish right now, they're definitely working on the fact that they know these players quite well, and they're just going to try and out-predict them in terms of the strategic element.
It's going to be very important as well that EZskins play with what's known as a dynamic defense, because I'd like to think that fish123 will have figured out by now that that Fearless, towards that A-bomb site, continuously plays from that MBK quad area. And especially with him being an AWP player, the problem is, if he continuously does that, then that could be problematic for them, because fish123 can easily counter that using smokes or Molotovs to try and force Fearless out. Especially if he has the AWP, if he ends up losing that weapon cheaply, then there'll be a lot of money washed down the drain. So I'm interested in seeing how EZskins look to change it around as the game progresses.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of their double AWP setup that time. I think it just managed to cause more problems than it was.
Sometimes you can overdo it, and the problem is with double AWP setups as well is when you want to, once the first AWP is down, you're basically essentially left with 3 riflers and another AWP, and you're trying to retake a bomb site, because most of the time when an AWP falls, he's one of the AWPers on the bomb site and the bomb's been planted. I feel like a lot of the time you actually see that other AWPer drop his weapon, drop the AWP anyways, and pick up another more versatile rifle. Or at least that's what we see most of anyways. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of double AWP setups either, but there are some teams who genuinely can make it work really well, like Envious from time to time. Or rather, the old Envious lineup when Shocks and Happy would just go completely ham with the AWPs. But I guess I look like a bit of an idiot comparing these lot to Envious.
Slight difference, but maybe one day.
Tier 7 with Tier 1. Tier 7 UK, HLTV confirmed. But yeah, who stood out for you on this Fish side?
So far for Fish, it's got to be Silverback Bear, because especially on this map, like, we saw a little bit from him on Mirage, but so far he came off with that 4 kills on the first pistol round and pretty much single-handedly won it. Great position in checkers. And now he's actually come in and just continued to, he's obviously feeling the pump, feeling motivated from it, and he's just hitting his shots. And he's been pretty stand out, and he's not a player that I'd normally say, oh yeah, he's going to be on his game. Obviously, he's one of the good players that you normally see stuff from Keats or Batham, but we saw even in the last game, Batham just hasn't really been playing to what you'd expect him to. No, not at all. No.
Yeah, and Keats, I mean, you mentioned Keita. He's yet to get a frag here on the T side of Cash, and he wasn't exactly impressive.
Very unlike him.
Yeah, it is. And
he's normally one of the people when we're like commentating the other UK games we cast, and it's like Keita's always there hitting shots, and Batham's there backing him up. But right now, can't quite get it. But Cryptix, he's been very on the ball, but playing that lurker role very well. But I just feel he's overextending himself at times. You know where we talked about Rattlesnake being able to pull back and know when to. I don't think Cryptix has been doing that as well. I think he's been a bit too hungry for the kills.
Yeah, but anyways, we should be going live soon. And we are unpaused.
Yes, so we're unpaused. But we're going straight back into it, ready to see the rest of this game. It is currently tied at 3-4-3. And we will see how the next round's going to go with EZskins being on the eco.
All right, here we go. So what are EZskins going to do here with just pistols? They really do have to try and change it up, try and run and gun, and they're going to send 4 players towards a B-bomb site. There's the pop flash, and this is going to give them so much information now. They probably will still lose the round, but Weber knows what's coming, because outside the B-bomb site is completely empty right now.
And it's P250 galore for EZskins. And look how far Fearless has got. Oh my god, Fearless in a great position. How did he not get the kill though? He fluffed that shot completely. That was unacceptable. Rattlesnake's with one, but Keita is dealing with it right now. And Connor getting one onto Rattlesnake and Cryptics all the way back, taking down Mole. That was a huge fluff up by Fearless right there. If he'd managed to get that, that could have been completely game-changing. But right now, Fisher just dealing with it. And look at Weber comes in, does manage to get one. He's going to try to get his hands on that AK-47, but he's going to be quickly taken down by Keita, who does manage to pick up 3 kills that round. And, well, Fish picking up another round on the board. I'm still completely shocked by what Fearless just did then.
Yeah, I agree, but hey, let's look at the bright side. I mean, EZskins have forced 2 rebuys out of fish123, which I think maybe if you'd offered them that at the start of the eco round, they probably would have taken it, because they only really invested in P250s. I think Weber may have had a 5.7 that he traded out later on, I'm not 100% sure, but fish123, they've doubled the amount of rounds they got on Mirage. Congratulations, guys, and yeah, they're looking good so far in cash. Definitely not looking as bad as they did on Mirage, and this is the irony, right? The irony is that this isn't their map pick. It was fish123's map pick that they only got 2 rounds on.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a few technical issues. Once again, we'll be paused. But 4-3, Fish did manage to pick up that round. It was an eco. We can already see Fearless has brought up an AWP ready for the next round. And you'll expect the rest of his team to go with the M4s, given the money. And I think that's the smart decision. Keita this time has picked up an AWP for the T side, and well, we haven't really seen the AWP battle go off so far. We just saw Fearless get that one nice shot from the A bomb side. But there's not been any mid AWP play that we're used to kind of seeing on this map. And
no, the cash meta game, especially at the top levels, actually changed quite a lot. Obviously, before people used to always go on about how important mid control is and how crucial it is, and the constant AWP battles between the T AWP either in mid garage or on boost, and of course the CT AWP in the CT garage. But right now it's not unusual to really see CTs play a lot more passive from the bomb sites, give up mid control, but rather play 2 players on B and 1 person playing off short, because the reason why normally you like to control mid is to prevent any of the terrorists getting into vents or any of the terrorists getting through short towards A. But right now we have seen the more passive approach chosen by a lot of the top teams, and we're seeing a lot more pop flashes coming in that right now Mole does not realize that fish123 are in fact on this bomb site, but it's not going to matter. He gets 1, almost making it 2 as Rattlesnake comes in to help the rest of his teammates out. And now Batham and Keita with it all to do. Rattlesnake unnecessarily getting caught out there with his pants down. And if Fish can plant the bomb and get some decent after-plant positions here, then they could very well, you know, maybe make it 5-3.
oh, and nicely spotted by Weber there. Does manage to take down Batham to 6 health, but the bomb hasn't been planted. It will be going down very shortly. And it's all up to CTs. Just Pulse and Weber remain, seeing how they can deal with this. And, well, Key is being so careful right now. Does manage to pick up that bomb. Does go for the plant. And that's all up to these 2 CTs who both look, we've got 2 flashes and a smoke in play. So this could be really good right now for EZskins. And it's just going to be up to see how they can hold it. But Pulse deals with Batham. Keita has gone with that AWP poised and ready. And oh, nicely does it to Pulse, but does hit him through the truck, which is going to put him to 2 health. Not managed to get the kill, and Weber comes from the side, finishes him off. And it looks so close for Keita. But had he not just shot the truck, he would have got the kill. And
like,
well, could have been a different story.
Was left on literally 2 HP.
Yep.
I mean, I can't emphasize how unlucky that was. If he gets that frag onto Pulse and he's in a 1 versus 1, it would have been a completely different situation. So unlucky, but anyways, the round is going to go towards EZskins, and fish123, they planted the bomb on the last round, so they're not going to have to eco. They can afford to buy up, and it's quite a healthy buy, bar the fact that Cryptics is on a Tech 9, and that might suggest that he might be the man to lead the charge towards B, where it looks like they are going to try and go fast, and this is the double up setup. We haven't seen Weber get played into action with that AWP, and unlike him, he just missed that shot, so maybe a sign that he needs to warm up a little bit, because it has been pretty quiet on B.
Yeah, he got caught off guard definitely there, dropped down to 41 health already, and Fish going for this very slow style of play. And funny enough, this time round, it's been working for them. They haven't been leaving it just too late, and I think maybe it could be EZskins being a little bit overconfident as well with how they're playing, because when Fish are holding off, they're going in quite aggressively, going for the early peaks and positions, and so far, Fish are just making it work for them.
Yeah, so Let's try and predict what's going to go on here. Bomb making its way towards door, so Chester most likely going to try and smoke off mid. There we go. There's the wall of smokes going down to just try and occupy the EZskins players towards that area, make them think that it could still potentially be a B split with a few players going through mid, but here we go, the game is up. Mole sees them all coming, somehow spins around, gets the frag, headshot onto Connor. Fearless, easy peasy for him. There's the first, so close to making it 2, but fish123 right now, they've got 20 seconds to try and act, and I'm sorry, the clock is running down. I don't think they can do it.
Oh, well, it was a trade for trade there, but Rattlesnake in with another one. Will manage to close that down. It's all up to Baffam. Baffam does manage to get Rattlesnake finally, and oh, Fearless does miss the AWP shot, runs away, smartly so as well, and look at that time. And Weber does manage to finish off Baffam, taking it for 4 for 4. And, well, EZskins now 5-4, taking a one-round advantage finally, and the double AWP setup did pay off for him.
He knew he couldn't afford to lose the AWP there, Fearless, so he thought to himself, and this is the difference between a player like Fearless and a lot of, you know, casual players. Like, he knew this weapon's very, very expensive. He had a lot of grenades as well. He had a 5.7, had diffuse kit, had armor as well. He said, look, I can't afford to lose this weapon. I'm not going to fight a fight that I don't have to. And he used the map to his advantage and then ran away and closed the door behind him as well. So very good play from him. And then Weber came in to take out the final remaining fish123 player, and of course both of them ended up saving their AWPs. So solid stuff for EZskins, especially when you are on that more expensive CT side. It might seem sometimes that, you know, it's not going to hurt you if you lose a single AWP, but you know what they say, every little helps, and that genuinely is the case when you are on the CT side and do need to manage your economy.
Yeah, you can't let your economy get on top of you, otherwise you end up in that awful situation where you're just scraping by each and every time. And we're probably going to see Fish go for just a complete eco here because their money's not looking good at all right now. And EZskins, they've kind of got this little bit of a hold over them at the moment.
Yeah, they do, but still, like, as things stand, we're probably going to see fish123 play out this next round on an eco. It'll end up being 6-4, but still at 6-4, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah.
Like, unless EZskins go out and either 10-5 it or 11-4 it, and fish123 don't really win any more rounds, that's when it'll probably end up being relatively one-sided. But as things stand right now, providing fish123 continue to play with the current success rate that they've had so far, then who knows what might happen come the second half. If we do obviously go into the second half with a 9-6, 8-7 scoreline. Well,
we are just going to wait for the pause to get dealt with, but for the meantime, EZskins so far, they've had themselves pressured a little bit. Do you think they could have been maybe just a little bit complacent coming off that first map score?
Maybe, you know, especially these players. You know, there are some players within this lineup who sort of have a bit of a reputation for becoming complacent, and as well, Weber has a bit of a reputation for sort of, again, he's such an amazing talent in the UK scene, but the problem with him is if he's one of those players that is a bit like Nico from Dignitas. Yeah. If he starts off really well, then he turns into a machine, right? But if he starts off...
It's like he's untouchable.
Yeah. If he starts off playing poorly and it's not 100% going his way, that's when his head can drop. That's when he doesn't start hitting the shots that we're normally used to see him pulling off. And so far, fortunately, that I wouldn't say we've seen any signs of that. He's played okay so far recently, but it did worry me when he missed that up shot on the B-bomb side. It looked like, you know, maybe he needs a bit of warming up to do. Or maybe it's just a sign that, look, Weber, mate, you know, why go for the double up setup? Because so far, I don't really think they've really benefited that much from it, you know?
Do you know, it's quite a shame these two teams have met this early on, because one of the teams outside, obviously, we mentioned EZskins, Casual, Choke, and Infuse. This is probably one of them like mixed teams that regularly play together. They're good friends, and they're up there right now. And it might have made a bit of a more entertaining game if we'd seen it a little bit further along the line. And there's a lot on the line here with the $5 grand prize pool in total. It's 2,500 for first place. The finals is going to be at the EGX event in September, which is in Birmingham. It's going to be huge, biggest gaming event in the UK, absolutely massive, and it's going to be. I think it's a chance to put the UK CS back on the map here, and I don't want to say it yet, but I would personally like to see a Choke versus EZskins final.
Personally, I'd like to see an EZskins versus Infused final. I'll tell you why, because obviously this current EZskins lineup is a bit of a... It's sort of basically the Team Zenex team that won EPS recently, reborn. So obviously they've made some roster changes. They got rid of Shiki. Who's the other player they got rid of? Right off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure who they got rid of. But they brought in Fearless, and then obviously the other player they brought in was... Jesus Christ, let me take a look. It was obviously Weber, because for that event, Weber played with Fragmasters.
Ah, yeah.
So now this is sort of like that lineup reborn, and I'd love to see the rematch. And the funny thing is, last time round, Zenex actually beat Infused. It was back when they even had Hoods G. But one of the other reasons why I really want to see that matchup is because obviously Team Infused now have Windansky, and there's a lot of history between Windansky and Weber both playing together. You know what I mean? So again, that's the thing about the UK scene, right? I mean, we were talking about money earlier on, but the thing about the UK scene is it's not always about money. Like back in Source, it was never really about the money. It was just about the bragging rights. You'd go to an I-Series, you know, you knew you were going to get owned by Very Games anyways. So it was just about who could get, you know, one on who an offline event. But in a weird way, that sort of still exists.
Well, I think here for the whole UK esports kind of thing at the moment is we've got actually a lot of events happening, and hopefully that will create the kind of resurgence and build things up. It's great that people like Gfinity, not just focusing on the big major tournaments, but being a UK company, actually putting some money, some time and effort into putting on events like these for the UK scene, because we want to see a UK team at that top part. Like, other than back in the Source days, we literally, we had a few good teams in the UK for Source, but back in 1.6, back what I was looking at, we didn't have a UK team that stood out for a long time, no one that could compete. And CSGO, we really need that right now, because so far no one, other than the old Infused lineup, and they didn't make a big impact, they're the only ones that have had a chance.
Well, obviously there was Enexis earlier on as well, which was Rattlesnake, Release, Husey, Hoods.
But again, the same old problem. We need that staple.
Well, we need it stable, but the reason they folded was because, I don't know if you remember, but they actually went to the Prague Challenge, and they lost to a Kenny S. Taz mixed team with Overdrive. And they went into that like LAN event with so much hype around them as well, because Enexis had gotten rid of, you know, the team with Nico, Pimp, and them lot. Yeah. And a lot of people were like, Enexis, really? Did you genuinely just, like, you know, pay off that team or release that team just to bring in these UK scrubs kind of thing? Because everyone knows what, you know, the internet or the CS community are like, yeah, when it comes to UK players. And it actually did bite Enexis in the backside, because that Danish team, actually, I believe, went on to win an event, and Enexis, who sent this British team to the Prague Challenge, embarrassingly, I think they finished third. I think it was in the end, which was just embarrassing. So, yeah, again, look at it this way, right? They folded because it was embarrassing. They thought, you know, they raged. They thought, right, guys, we're not going to be able to do this. Let's just fold. Even if they don't make it into the final, even if EZskins aren't playing at EGX, for whatever reason, you know, they lose a game, whatever, they need to stick it out. You know what I mean? They need to stick it out with this new organization. They need to go back and analyze their mistakes. You can only learn from your mistakes, you know what I mean? And maybe that's sort of a philosophy that some teams in the UK scene need to sort of get their head around, that Rome wasn't built in a day as well. You know what I mean?
You look at some of the top teams that we see time and time again, and you expect them to be taking first to third, but sometimes they just they get knocked out. They don't change their roster straight away. They don't kick a bunch of players straight away, because sometimes it can just not be your day. And I think with these kind of teams we've got in the UK at the moment, stick with it, and that's going to be kind of your chance to actually build on something. Start with the foundations.
Yeah, definitely. And we were actually talking earlier on with regards to, obviously, the new breed in the UK of Counter-Strike players. And I think one thing that I really love about what Gfinity are doing is not only do they support the local scene, but they also obviously host the massive events like the Summer Masters and stuff. And sure, you get massive teams like Ninjas in Pyjamas, Fnatic, and all them lot coming here, but I think that actually helps as well, because you get sort of a new breed of people who love watching Counter-Strike, coming, seeing it done for themselves, and hopefully that'll force them into buying the game. I mean, you also do StarCraft for Gfinity, and you were telling me about how when someone came to watch who'd never really watched that much StarCraft, never really played it, and then after speaking with you, the first thing he did when he went home was buy StarCraft and start playing it, and that is how you breed new players. Yeah,
people start getting interested. You can see it outside. Obviously, we're inside the cinema here, and people who are just coming to watch their normal movies of whatever they want to go see, they're looking around and they're seeing all this advertisement for like gamers and seeing all the action on the little TV screens and stuff, and it starts building their interest in it. And that's what we need to take esports to the next level. We need people involved and helping spread the good word of it and making it interesting for these people to come and actually watch and see. And I think more and more people are going to start to accept it, and it's just the way it needs to go. And Gfinity is right at the forefront of that right now. I know we're just waiting for literally a few more people on the server.
Hey,
it shouldn't be too long.
You know what
this
they
is
say,
typical UKCS as we expect.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be UKCS without delays, unfortunately. But yeah, there's not much.
We're used to this, aren't we, Guy?
We are. Yeah, it reminds me of I-49 when there was like a 9-hour delay or something because it was a LAN event with no internet.
Best LAN, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
we always get this, and it's always like, we'll be waiting, like Rich was saying earlier, we'll be waiting and waiting for these players to join. And then as soon as they're all on, it's like, go, go, go. And we're like, wait a second, you got to hold your horses for a little bit. We can't just jump to what they want all the time. But shouldn't be too long at all. And I think really, if we look at this event as a whole for the UK Championships, this is a big deal. And having almost 50 teams, was it 48 teams or something, sign up, shows that there's a lot of life still in our little community. Well,
I think what actually happened was, it was initially meant to be 32 teams, and that filled up in like 24 hours. And there were loads of
news.
Yeah, and there were loads of requests going to Gfinity saying, guys, you need to make it bigger than this 32 teams, which is why we ended up with so many teams, which obviously is great to see, great for the UK scene, great for UKCS as well.
I think there's a point as well on, we talk about seeing all these teams here, and they know they want to attend, and they're saying already, like you just said, they say to Gfinity they want to come. But there's also so many teams out there you see on servers all the time that don't know about this stuff and could still get involved from the UK. And it's us pushing out the word and getting these people involved as well. There's a lot of potential in our little country.
Yeah, there is. Well, that's the thing. It might be a little country, but again, historically, back in source, you know, the Brits were amongst the best players. Exactly. I mean,
until the French domination.
Until the French domination. Yeah.
Massively one-sided after that point.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, for every games were just
another level.
Yeah, they were. They really were.
And I think that was probably one of the only times in CS, other than maybe back at the very beginning in like 1.5, 1.6, where you had NIP kind of dominate that whole few years. That's only been the 2 times I can really think of where one team has been that dominant the whole way through.
Yeah, but guys,
we are live. We are ready and live. We'll be going straight into the game now, and well, the overlay's changed. Yeah, about time. But the overlay's changed a little bit here, so just looking at that and getting to grips with it. And well, Rattlesnake's gonna have the first kill onto Cryptix, and we'll be looking at 4 versus 5. Pulse taking it very slowly. They're kind of pushed out more aggressively than you'd expect right now. Wow,
Mole's almost in T-spawn here. And
Connor's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, not just Connor, but the rest of the teammates as well. They still haven't spotted Mole, and Chester could very well walk straight into Mole's trap, and walk into that trap he will. Great frag coming out from Mole. Fearless now all by himself on this A bomb site, but it's not going to matter. Weber, I said he needed to be dynamic. He switched around to mid, got that AWP frag, and now Batham and Cryptix begin the charge up towards this A bomb site, where Fearless is, of course, waiting for them. And EZskins, even though Batham now has an AWP, they should still pick up the round, and pick up the round is exactly what they've just done.
Yeah, 2-round advantage for EZskins, and what Fish has really got to sort out right now is understanding the fact that they cannot allow EZskins to get a few more rounds on the board. They've got to sort out their kind of what they want to actually achieve here, and make sure they just keep putting the pressure on EZskins, because that's the way they're going to win this.
Without a doubt. And financially, let's see how the terrorists are doing. Looks like we're going to have a few players boosted up. There we go. AK's all round. Nade going towards mid. But the thing is here that EZskins have gone so aggressive towards the B bomb site. Again, they've got a player in T-spawn. They know it's not going to be an attack on the B bomb site. So now, this not only allows Rattlesnake to flank from behind them, but gives EZskins so much information. They know it's either going to be down mid or through A, most likely an A split. And Rattlesnake here could honestly just wreak absolute havoc. They still have no idea he's there. There is the headshot onto Batham. And oh my god, EZskins, they keep doing this round after round after round.
Oh, and look at that. Pulse just spots one member running into the B bomb site. He's going to have to deal with him, but he was flashed out. Connor does take him down, but Rattlesnake in a very good position here. And if he just pays close attention to what's going on, he's going to be able to catch off any terrorists that are kind of lurking around to go find these CTs that remain. Rattlesnake did deal with Keita very well there. Mole's going to come in. Good flash going to come out from him. Should do near. Spreads across the site nicely. Now Mole does spot one. Can't quite get the kill onto him though. Jumps down, checks all his corners. He's going to have a look in checkers as well. And oh, Cryptix does take him down. It's now going to turn it into a 1 versus 1. And Cryptix, look at that. Straight onto Weber. Knew exactly where to get him from. And, well, that's what they needed to do. I said they can't let the rounds get too far ahead of them, and they've managed to take the 6-5. And that was the all-important round there, especially in the money terms.
Yeah, it was the same man again, stepping up, going big when he needed to the most again for fish123. There's no doubt that Cryptix is one of their standout players, and he is the man who they need to really, you know, be looking for revenge and be looking to hit those shots. So, great to see him and the rest of his teammates, of course, managed to get that clutch. I think it was a 4 versus 2 clutch, correct me if I'm incorrect. Yeah. So, again, it just goes to show what actually getting the bomb down and playing with some great after-plant positions can do for you.
Well, we are just going to wait for this to a little bit of issues be sorted technically. It does happen when we're doing things from studio to online as well, but it shouldn't take too long. But shouldn't miss hopefully too much of the game. Nothing too important, I don't think. It should have been a buy round for both teams at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think EZskins will have lost enough rounds to really be forced into an eco, but here we go, back in the game.
Well, if EZskins here can manage to take this round, then it will put them in, like kind of save them from getting into that situation where they're going to sit on a bunch of ecos. But it looks like they have gone for pistols. Mole's got himself an AK, but he didn't manage to do anything with it. And look at that from Weber. Does do some work with the Deagle. Keita does come in with the AWP shots, finishing him off. And Fearless, once again, when a player's not shooting at him, he can't make the kill. This is not acceptable. This is not what he should be doing. He should have easily had that kill right now. It should have been a 2 versus 1. But instead, Pulse is having to do this all alone. And, well, I like his position. Let's see what the T's do to go around him. And, oh, it's very sneaky.
Can you imagine him walking off to B now?
Careful. Oh, and Cryptix gets him from the side. 6-6 is your score. It's all even Stevens once again. And, well, Pulse, he was in a good position, but they did have an idea, and they snuck all the way around him and just finished him off nicely. Unlucky for him. Yeah,
there wasn't, unfortunately, much more Pulse could have done there. He reacted well to Fearless failing to get that frag. But again, you know what the question is, Bangs? If Fearless had gotten that frag with the 5-7, it would have been 2 versus 1, and maybe EZskins would have won that round, which was an eco for them. Shame, really, but here we go. Bomb dropped at mid. Rattlesnake the man to patrol that area with Pulse in vents. And this is as well something the T's can't sort of let the CTs do, which is take this vent control all the time. Pulse, he plays the vents very, very often, and he not only does it allow him to control mid, but it also allows him to help out Weber on B should a B rush occur.
You can see Rattlesnake taking it very carefully. He's gone for the aggression again and spotted just the edge of one player there. Won't be able to find him. He's got to be careful of door at the same time. Smoke does go down that his teammate's going to sit in, and they're going to have this door area covered.
So let's see.
Nice flash goes out. Rattlesnake will check it again, but there is no T player there. And it looks like they are going to be trying to get that bomb towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, as soon as this bomb's planted, we're going to see a massive insurgency of CT start rotating towards this B bomb site, but again, they're taking it very, very slow. Here, the fish123 side. Keita goes in. Great kill onto Rattlesnake. Not quite sure how he knew he was there. Mole returns it, though, on the A-bomb site with a headshot onto Batham. But they've got no choice now. Fish123, they've got to hit this B-bomb site. There is Pulse, where I said he'd be effective if it was an attack on the B-bomb site. And now it's all down to the man who, of course, dropped Rattlesnake earlier on in Keita. But they know where he is. He's only got 20 seconds to try and plant this bomb, and he's very low on HP.
Yeah, and look at that. One bullet from the pistol does take him down nice and quick, and Weber will close that round out. Again, a 1-round advantage for EZskins, but this is a much closer game here and much more what we wanted to see.
It is 7-6 now, and EZskins, if they can, you know, run away with 9-6, and then maybe from that point onwards go on to win their T-pistol, then it might not be too bad of a half for them.
No.
Even though I'm sure they'll have wanted, or rather been expecting a bit more up against a mixed team in fish123, regardless of how good individually some of these players are.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a waiting game. They're just building up outside the A bomb site right now. It's not sure if... oh, look at that. And they spawn. And he comes through the door. They do get dealt with slowly. And look at that. Rattlesnake and Mole do clean it up. But I was a little bit cautious there because it did seem like EZskins weren't fully aware of exactly where they might be coming from.
Yeah, that team kill was pretty juicy as well, coming out from... I think it was Connor. But anyways... 8-6 now, and the T's, they ecoed that round because they want to buy up come this last round. Let's see whether it's going to be 9-6 to EZskins or whether fish123 are going to get their 7th on the board. At the moment, it looks like they're going to try and head towards A main, but they're taking their time because they know how much EZskins love to pop flash that area and try and cause havoc.
And also, you look at this right now on the scoreline. 9-6 would be really good for EZskins, but the 8-7 right now for Fish would mean a hell of a lot more, and they know they need this going into their CT half. But Fearless, he's dealt with Batham straight away with that AWP shot. All the action happened off, but the bomb's making its way towards the B bomb site, and well, Pulse and Weber once again in their usual positions.
Yeah, really good from Fearless. He actually caught Batham off guard because they expected him to be on A, but this time around he went straight to mid. Great dynamic defending, great defending from Pulse. Double fast kills. Chester says anything you can do, I can do better as he gets 2 of his own. And even though EZskins have a man advantage here, the bomb site, the B bomb site, is in control of the Fishes.
Yeah, the Fishes do have full control right now. They've got that bomb plant, and look at that. That's what you needed Keita to do. Takes down Fearless. Oh my God, a fantastic shot onto Rattlesnake. He can do this right now. He's only got to deal with Mole. It's 2 versus 1. Mole sneaks around. He's desperately looking. He's playing the dancing game round the boxes, and he gets shut down. Keita with huge 3 kills, and they make it 8-7. That's exactly what Fish needed. They could not be happier with that scoreline, considering how much back and forth they had throughout of it. Very impressed with Keita playing right there, and we were talking about him, weren't we, and saying he was really stepping up, and well, come on, he bought it on that last round, definitely.
That's why I'm actually really, really happy, because again, we said he needed to step up, and like almost like we were telling people how good this guy really is, how good we've seen him play in the past, and he's finally starting to show us. But there at the end, I thought what was really impressive was the communication between the fish123 players, because what actually happened was the positioning of Chester. He's called Chester, isn't he?
His tag's Chester. His name's Silverback.
Silverback.
They just like to confuse us,
he's from Chester. He's probably playing in the County Cup. That's why.
Yes.
But yeah, Silverback. So I've been calling him Chester throughout the entire cast. So Silverback, basically, the corner he was hiding in was actually perfect to bait Mole into a position that allowed Keita to get him from behind, because Keita was in that CT spawn position. And the thing about Counter-Strike is it's little things like that that can often make a massive difference. And again, it's a team game. You know, sure, Keita got a 3-man, but if it wasn't for Chester doing what... Chester. What's he, Silverback.
You're not going to get this.
If it wasn't for Silverback doing what he did, Keita wouldn't have been able to get that 3rd frag.
No, and this is the game we were really looking to see between these 2 teams. We wanted to see it nice and close, and, well, 8-7. Right down to the wire. See, for EZskins, it wasn't a bigger deal, but for Fish, this was exactly what they needed to go into the T half for them. Yeah,
this is massive. I mean, like I said, Cash was always going to suit a team like fish123 a lot more than a proper drilled team like EZskins. And what worries me right now for EZskins, Banks, is that if this ends up going to a 3rd map and we end up on DDoS 2, I honestly feel like even though EZskins are the team, in UKCS, when it comes to Dust 2...
It's a mixed match heaven.
Yeah, literally, you don't know who'll end up winning. It's just... Oh, man. Can you imagine if EZskins get knocked out this early?
That would be a huge upset, but as we said, we need them to stick it out. Yeah. Don't let that affect them too badly, hopefully.
UK so-called super team.
Oh, it looks like we've got Rich back on the screen as well. He's not quite aware, but he gives a wave, Rich. Oh, look at that.
Doing all right, man. How are you?
We are just dealing with a couple of slight issues with it at the moment before we go into the 2nd half. But this is a really fantastic game, and this next half really could just if EZskins don't do it, and it does go to Dust 2, the thing EZskins have to do is fix their mental game. They can't let Fish get inside of their heads. And as you said, if EZskins did lose this, when we went to a third map and they managed to lose it, God, I wouldn't. I just don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want to have that go on at all. But I can't imagine the kind of rage that would be coming out of the EZskins players.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think if it does go to a third map, EZskins, right? They'll just have to say to each other, "Look, forget Mirage, forget Cash. It's a BO1. It's do or die right now." And that's the thing, because the format of this tournament is single elimination. Literally no mercy. Like, you can't afford to lose a game. You lose a game, you're out. See you later. You're going home.
Yeah, play your A game or go home.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know. This could prove to be pretty hard skins for EZskins. I went there.
He's throwing them in already.
Yeah.
You got the first one in, you had to nail that. Henry will be happy.
Yeah.
Henry will be sat at home going, kind of, my boy.
Yeah, shout out to Henry in America right now.
Yeah, he is up there enjoying himself.
This area isn't the same without Scoots, is it?
Yeah,
it is American.
Yeah, we're missing that little bit of American style.
Yeah.
There you go. You can do put some American impressions. Can you do that?
No, not today. Not today.
He's not prepared enough for that.
No, I'm not prepared. No.
What we need you to do is do a round of casting in Red Eye's voice, because a lot of people like you doing that. I don't know what Paul would think of it.
No, I don't know whether he's ever heard it, really. Yeah, but yeah.
That was a comical moment.
Judging by his tweets, I think he's watching the racing right now.
Ah, okay, yeah. See where his priorities lie.
He's writing Forza and all that stuff. It's like racing, isn't it?
Yeah, Forza is racing.
Yeah. I think so. Like,
Forza is
I think it's racing.
Kind of like completely CS:GO, nothing else.
You know, maybe it's a sign of things to come from Gfinity. You know, maybe racing games are gonna come back into esports, because they used to be back in CGS, didn't they?
Yeah, they were. We had Forza. I think maybe they've done Need for Speed tournaments before at one point.
I don't know, man.
Forza was the CGS
Need for Speed
game.
Underground on the PS2.
Oh,
that was like the best thing ever when you were 15.
See, if you asked Red Eye, he'd probably go for F1 games. I know he's a huge F1 fan. That'd be his choice of wanting a title in that.
Fair enough. But yeah, so what do you reckon? You reckon EZskins are going to 2-0 it?
You know how confident I was in saying EZskins will 2-0 it regardless. Fish have impressed me right now, and they've just got to be able to play their game. But depending on how EZskins play the T side, and we saw them very tactically smart on Mirage. Anything. I really couldn't call this. And I know people say, I don't want to give a prediction. We normally do some pretty good predictions here, but I can't call it between these two. There's just a hell of a lot of pressure on EZskins right now to do this. And Fish, they don't have that on them. They've just got to come here, play their game, and try to win. Right,
so if you reckon 2-0, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say we're going to Dust 2. Just, you know, to make things interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Well, we're looking at all of this. We've been talking about the teams. We should talk about some of the other teams in the bracket. Choke right now. Too Sexy was I think that was a pretty tough opponent to have quite early on in the bracket. Looking at that, we've obviously seen a lot from Too Sexy in some of the other UK games we've casted. But I would assume Choke would have been able to deal with them quite. Maybe not 2-0, but maybe 2-1.
Should have done. Obviously, we're not 100% updated on the scores. At least I'd hope for Choke's sake that they didn't get knocked out, especially with them sort of coming into this event as EZskins champions.
But Choke had a quite an interesting side of the bracket, because theirs will force them to play EZskins at one point and literally redo the final of EZskins.
That's a good point.
In a single elim, which is going to put a hell of a lot of practically like a final between them two.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like we said, Choke won it at EZskins, but it's online and anything can happen online, especially when both teams have players that are so evenly matched. I mean, even Esports, they got players like Jacob, Declan. Yep. Declan used to play for Infuse. Jacob been around for like literally ages. You know, used to play with the likes of Weber as well and Mole. So
do you know what I like about
the a great game, actually.
Do you know what I like about the Esports side? That's literally a guy who was never really too involved in esports. He's got his own YouTube channel, does loads of reviews. Yeah, Liam, and he dabbed around in like the console side of things, and then he was doing pretty well. And he was obviously seeing CS:GO does quite well, played a bit himself, and he formed this whole esports team. And it's really good to see him actually putting something back into the community and supporting a team like that. which we need to see some more of, because obviously you've got all the big name organisations, but that's a whole different take on a team there. And I know he took his team out for a meal and everything at Epic Land, and it was nice to see there's a little bit of a bonding there, because normally, you know, JKM's always on them mixed team lineups, really, isn't he? He's always just dotted about in different teams. You never know when we're going to see him.
Sort of a bloke that plays CS.
Yeah, he
in
just
the
plays
UK
and just kills,
and has
doesn't he?
No real.
He knows what he's doing.
No.
Purpose to life.
No, I'm
He's
just kidding.
Killing off his
Just kidding,
life.
Jacob. Just kidding. But yeah.
He's got the best T-shirt in esports as well.
You know what's ironic? EZskins is obviously a skin gambling website, and Fearless is strutting around with the standard knife. I mean, Sliggy, if you're watching, mate, sort it out. Come on. It's embarrassing.
Give him a knife.
Yeah.
Do you know, I could take Fearless as someone, because he's so on point with how he plays and plays all the time. Like, he's always streaming. I always see him on Steam. He's just like constantly, whenever I'm looking at his hours, loads of hours racked up on CSGO. He would take me as a person that would never open a case and just doesn't care. Like, he's just so focused on the game. He's like, I don't give a damn about these skins. It's just click, click, kill.
Yeah, exactly. It's his personality as well.
Yeah,
you know, he's not the kind of guy that's looking to show off or anything like that. Look at me, I've got a Twitter tag, name tag on my knife or anything. No, he's not interested in that. All he's interested in is, you know, racking up them AWP kills.
His skill speaks. He's just a skilled player. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be getting on with the second
But of course,
half.
that's actually another side of Counter-Strike that a lot of people don't realise. Not only have you got to be a good player, but because it's a team game, you've got to have a good personality, you know, yourself.
Oh, yeah,
you've got to be able
definitely.
to function with your teammates.
The worst thing you can have is a teammate that's like constantly moaning down the mic.
Whining,
I've had that before, just playing on the matchmaking. And sometimes you just got to tell them to shut the hell up, because they'll be like, oh, we're not going to win this.
Welcome
it's like, just
to James
play.
Banks' guide to matchmaking, live from the Gfinity Arena.
I hate matchmaking. I deranked. I got to LEM once again, because I hadn't played in ages.
Yeah.
Ranked at LEM, streaming it. Everyone was like, yeah, back up there. Cool, happy days. I play matchmaking at 4 in the morning, play with a bunch of idiots, and back to DMG hell.
Are those idiots watching?
I hope so. I hope they know they're idiots. I was telling them they're idiots at the time.
You're not a nice guy, but
You cannot be nice to these matchmaking players.
Yeah.
Just, they don't understand.
Oh wait, you mean that random players? You solo queued?
Yeah, I'm solo queuing. That's what I was getting so annoyed about.
Yeah, that's your problem, mate. You can't solo queue.
Yeah, but I was trying to get you to play it at 4 in the morning. You weren't interested.
Yeah, because I didn't have a computer.
You're on Steam, Kai. You play.
Okay. I play in my dreams.
Yeah, no, that's the reason. So there was like a few of us queuing, and then it went to solo queue, and then back to DMG hell.
Fair enough. Anyways, what the hell are we talking about now?
Yeah, we've just gone off on tangents. That's what we do, Kai. It's how we roll.
Yeah.
Because, it's just...
Wouldn't be UKCS without delays, would it?
No, we love the UK delays.
No, the enthusiasm there.
Well, come on, how many overtimes have we cast until like 2 in the morning and stuff?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. We do it all for UKCS.
I know they're just trying to get all the settings and everything right, and it shouldn't be too long, but... Hopefully we'll have a solution sorted very shortly.
There are just small problems with regards to the bomb timer, because obviously the bomb timer in matchmaking is different to normal competitive settings. Yeah, so hopefully they will go live soon.
Yeah, it won't be too long, I'm sure.
Oh,
looks like we're seeing everything load up on there, so we should have a knife for you very shortly at least.
No, they should be
knife. Oh yeah, wait a second, knife. Yeah,
half.
well, see, I'm lost now. This is what's going on. We've already dealt with the first half, so they're just confusing me with the stats. You got to love it though, because the UK players do take it all in their stride. It's like something we're used to so much.
You know
that
what
we just deal with it.
I want to see the next game on Inferno, and the first map being Inferno, and the guys do an knife round in Vietnam. Have you seen it?
One at a time, just
yeah.
Be like
next.
Be like lemmings, just keep hold left click and move forward.
Yeah. Well, there's a new meta now where you don't hold left click, you right click twice and then left click. Yeah, quick, click.
Less quick.
Less quick. Yeah. No plug-in cereal on stream. But no.
Oh yeah, they're not sponsoring this.
No. Instead, go show some love to Scuff Gaming, The Sun, GT Omega Racing, Green Man Gaming, and BenQ.
Look at that. You know, like a pro.
I'm a natural, dude.
Well trained. Well trained.
But right after this cast, BenQ will get on the phone to me. He's like, all right, Kai Knight, mate, you want a free monitor?
Wishful thinking here, Kai. Look at this. He's trying to sweet talk him.
Yeah.
Sweet talk him. Anyway, the match is finally starting. We're into the pistol round here, and Fish will be on the CT side, EZskins on the T side, and hopefully this is all live and ready to go. And yes, we are. We're fully into it. And look at this time. We've got EZskins. They're making their way onto this A bomb site. They've gone all the way through main. One came through door. Keats does manage to get the kill onto Pulse there. And well, Cryptic spamming away with the P2000. He's just checking middle. He's got to be careful. Nice setup here from EZskins right now. And EZskins are in the lead by 1 round. It's 8 for 7. But it's all to play for, and this pistol round is all important.
Yeah, the scoreboard is the wrong way around, just so that people know that will be fixed ASAP. And so far, this retake is looking very, very good for the counter-terrorists. They gave up the bomb site, and now it's all down to Mole by himself to try and prevent this bomb from being defused. Dancing left, dancing right, but the defuse will come in. And of course, for anyone who's just newly tuned in, this is the second half, and the score is actually 8-7 in favor of EZskins. Now it's 8-8 because fish123 just won that round, not EZskins as it says, if that made any sense whatsoever.
It made perfect sense, but the scoreboard's just throwing out everyone's minds. Yeah.
But yeah, 8-8.
8-8 is the score right now, and well, fish123 started the CT just the way they'd want to. Keita again, he's just picked it up. It's like we gave him the encouragement he needed to just step up.
Yeah, and again, ironically, fish123 doing better on EZskins map than they did on their own pick. You know, that tells you a lot. But here we go. 4 FAMASes for fish123. Batham with the MP7. So based off of sheer firepower, we should expect this to be an easy round for fish123, and Cryptix thinks it will be. There's the first on to Weber, such a crucial man, and very good with the pistols as well for the EZskins. So seems like they're just going to regroup here, Banks, and just try and take this B bomb site all together in one go.
Yeah, well, look, as they come into this B bomb site, Connor spots him, can't get the first. He does get one. Chester onto the second, but Rattlesnake takes down Connor, and look at Mo finishing off Silverback there. Clears out the B bomb site. They will get the plant down. They've got a FAMAS each right now, but it's 2 versus 3. Nade comes up, nicely dodged by Keita there, and oh, Rattlesnake finishes him off though, and it's going to be 2 versus 2. Rattlesnake taking a lot of damage from Cryptix right now. He's got the height advantage on him, and look at that. The CTs clean it up nice and easy there. A little bit touch and go for Cryptix, but that's going to take it to 8-9 in favor of fish123. Considering they had all the guns though, quite a bit of damage done towards them.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it was going to take balls of steel for Rattlesnake to really peek that upper area on top of the B bomb site. Surprised he got the frag in the first place, to be fully honest with you. But looking at the bright side, at least fish123 got that bomb down. So it is now going to allow them to force buy up on this third round. And not just force buy up, obviously, on the third round, but force buy up quite convincingly. They've got quite a lot to work with. And these AKs really should act as an advantage up against the FAMASes of EZskins. And really, they can't, not EZskins, fish123. And really, they can't afford to let sort of fish123 get carried away. Fish123 are already in the lead here. So let's see how it pans out for them. But EZskins really need to step it up from this point onwards. Especially, obviously, with what we expect from them. So here we go. Rattlesnake getting the entry frag onto the first of these 5 CTs, but it looks like fish123 are going to try and get revenge. Chester, or rather Silverback, pushing straight up boost. He is going to get the frag with the FAMAS. Mole hits the floor, and now for all, this really is anyone's round. Pulse aware that Silverback may have gone aggressive into mid. Great frag, but Cryptix going ham. Headshot onto Rattlesnake, but the A bomb site finally is in control of EZskins, but Keita wants to take him on.
Oh, look at that flash from Keita. He does manage to get one. Weber shuts him down, though. It's all up to Connor right now. And Pulse and Weber, now they're going to maybe trying to defend this off as best they can. Connor, he's not got an idea of where they are. He's heard the footsteps, though, coming from main on 1 to try and lure him out. It's right, dancing around these boxes. And look at that, he takes 1. Can't get the second on to Weber. Weber finishes him off. Nice headshot there onto Connor. And that will be all she wrote.
Yeah, very good approach from EZskins towards that A bomb site. Their smokes were pretty much spot on. We saw a smoke bounce off parallel to A main to block off short. We saw smoke to block off any potential player playing at MBK as well, and that allowed him to take control of the A-bomb site with ease. And even though Keita took that gamble, and sure, he got a frag, what played a massive factor for EZskins was how good the plant was. So the after plant positions, one person at quad, one person at main, there was no way, right, that the CTs were going to manage to defuse that bomb with it planted out in the open with the crossfire the Ts had, and they reaped the benefits in the end.
Well, slow and steady round from the two teams at the moment. The scores are trying to get the scores fixed here. It is currently 9-9. And there we go. The scores are sorted 9 apiece right now. Weber spamming away, does get one. Oh, and he gets the second onto Batham. Nicely done there through door. He has taken a fair bit of damage though, down on 55. And Silverback in a great position here. Oh, this could be trouble. Oh, and he gets one. Can he get a second? He's doing it, tapping it away, but no. He's finally shut down, and, well, that's going to take it to 9-10.
Yep, 10-9 now in favour of EZskins. They finally got the lead back. And again, Banks, we were talking about how catastrophic it would be for EZskins if they do end up not just losing this map, but, you know, losing this best of 3 overall. They've got a reputation to withhold. But right now, it seems like they're in the driving seat to make sure that they do end up winning this comfortably 2-0. Eco pushed straight out of the B bomb site. Cryptics with the headshot. Mole knows they're coming for him. Will drop that nade. Unfortunately, bounces back, but the Molotov should slow down both of his opponents. And the A bomb site now finally in control of EZskins, and they should get the bomb down here.
Oh.
And surely fish123 won't be able to retake this.
Yeah, Mole spamming away there. Should have seen Cryptics, but allowed him to get the better of him. And, well, it's going to turn into a 3 versus 3, but
I think if I was them, I'd just save this Galil and AK-47, and it seems like that's exactly what they're going to try and do. Right decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, the best thing we can see here for Cryptics for him to try and go get another weapon here. Make sure they're still keeping him on their toes, and, well, he does get shut down, but we will see the other two members go for the save, and if they can pick off anyone else as they go to exit the bomb site, well, that's exactly ideal.
Yeah, so here we go. Fearless with a weapon he doesn't use very often in the AK-47. But it'll be interesting to see, actually, how the EZskins approach is going to be with regards to Fearless and his Orpin. Because, obviously, there's a lot of teams who opt not to play with an AWP player on the T side. Because Fearless could have easily dropped that AK-47 to Mole and bought one himself. But no, it seems like they're more than happy to go with this all-rifle setup right now. And in return, it's going to be Keita, the man to use the AWP. From the same position Fearless was using it last time round on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, and I like Silverback's position here. Very aggressive in front of that B site. Seen the smoke go down. He can hear them spamming away. And Cryptics, he's also gone aggressive. Nice style of play here from Fish. They're making sure they've got all that scouting information. They just got to be careful they don't overextend. Mole here. He's heading his way towards middle. Batham getting boosted up. Door is open. Weber will be spotted, but he's also seen him fallen back, and they're taking it very careful right now.
Yeah, and Weber all alone. He has actually forced the rotation, so it's going to be only 2 players here on this B bomb site, but Silverback has played phenomenally so far, not able to deal the goods there. Pulse goes huge with the double AK frags, and right now this retake is very easier said than done. Cryptics goes in without waiting for the reinforcements, and now he's left Keita and Batham in a very, very tough situation, and they're not even going to bother try and retake the B-bomb site, Banks. No,
the save with an AWP and an M4, as well as the grenades and stuff they've got, just makes complete sense. Wouldn't expect them to do anything else. They got 4 members of EZskins left to deal with, and the bomb down. But this is going to take it to 12-9 for EZskins, and this is when I start to worry for Fish, as EZskins start to rack up the rounds a bit. And I said about EZskins having a confident T side. Well, they're starting to get into the swing of that right now.
Yeah, definitely. And fish123's economy, they might just about be able to maybe force a buy up, because obviously 2 of the players did actually save weapons, so maybe if one of them can maybe drop a FAMAS for someone else. What have we got right now? Keita, I believe, will have the AWP. There we go. Yeah, they have forced up, as I expected. They're actually a lot healthier than I thought, so good stuff from fish123, but if they do lose this one, then I think they will be forced back onto an eco, and it's really tough for fish123 at this stage. They are on the more expensive CT side. They need to step it up. Meanwhile, EZskins just you know, slow and steady wins the race as far as they're concerned. Just taking their time, trying to sniff out their opponents and then act dynamically based off the information they get. It's good stuff from them.
Yeah, Rattlesnake here doing a bit of work here towards A. Spam's going out as well at door from Weber. Just making sure they're keeping Fish on their toes. They're nicely spread out at the moment and they haven't decided exactly where they're going to go. But it looks like they're going to group up and head towards the B bomb site, thinking that's the better option.
Yeah, that's what they reckon. But the problem here is that Silverback is hiding in vents. It's the same position that Pulse always plays. So I'd like to think that if it's going to be any player on the EZskins to actually check that spot, it's going to be Pulse himself. Whilst Weber playing the get-right rolls, lurking around. Great Molotov going into vents. That should cause problems for Silverback because the CTs, rather, they noticed he was there. They put the Molotov in there. They forced him out. But there is the double. In fact, Keita was his right-hand man helping him out. Keita with yet another. And Mole has to go huge now all by himself on this B bomb site. Falling back, needs to pick up this bomb. But with 15 seconds to go, man, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no easy feat at all. And look at that. Cryptix comes down to take him off nice and easy there. And, well, fish123 did play it very well, but they got lucky that EZskins lost the bomb and no one just seemed to notice the fact that it went down first and was all the way at the back.
Still a very important round for fish123 to win. That brings it back to 12-10 in favour of EZskins. EZskins, of course, marching into the second half with, I think it was an 8-7 lead, wasn't it?
8-7, yeah, 8-7 lead for EZskins going into this second half. And, well, Fish, they're not going to put the brakes on anytime soon. They're going to be giving it all they can to make this work and try to take down EZskins. Baffam now, you see spamming through the door. And EZskins, they keep going towards this door area. And Baffam is obviously paying attention to it, making sure that he's not being caught off guard because you've seen him execute it so well onto the A-bomb site through door and main. And every time that seems to happen, Fisher kind of put on the back foot here and have to go for the retake.
Yeah, I mean, yep, there he is. It's Weber. Basically, I mean, I've seen, you know, Weber play Cash as much as there's hair on the top of my head kind of thing. And on the T side of Cash, he always goes towards the door area because you'd be surprised, just putting one person in the door area, how much it can agitate the CTs. Even if you're not really facing them, you're just opening and closing the door, you're teasing them, you're letting them know you're there still, even if the rest of your teammates have actually gone all the way towards a B bomb site. But here we go, Rattlesnake pulling the trigger of that AK-47, dealing a bit of damage onto Keita, but not enough just yet. And that's a phenomenal smoke from Rattlesnake. It should really here allow him to block off Keita, and block off Keita it does. And before you know it, in the blink of an eye, the bomb site is in control of EZskins.
Well, Weber does manage to take down Keats just after he'd taken down Rattlesnake's 2 versus 4, and EZskins are looking very confident. Look at that from Silverback. He fluffs it. He jumped up so well there, put himself in a great position, but Pulse just managed to finish him off and turn around, take off his head, and that's going to be 13 for 10 in favour of EZskins. It just seems when Fish get a little bit of momentum, get around on the board, they can't capitalise on it. They can't keep it up at all.
No, they cannot. And that's the thing about the CT side. Even if you win one, if you can't capitalise, if you can't win quite a few in a row, before you know it, you're back on an eco. And this is why right now EZskins not only have the upper hand as far as the scoreboard's concerned, but have the upper hand as far as the Counter-Strike is concerned. But Cryptix here in a great position to deal a lot of damage, and deal a lot of damage he does. Funnily enough, didn't push to pick up that AK-47, afraid that his kill would, of course, get traded. But he could have actually picked up that AK, you know. But he, of course, doesn't have the information we do.
Yeah. He's being a little bit more cautious, and rightly so, given the scoreline. Now Weber, he's trying to bait someone out. He knows exactly where someone is at top there. Can't get the kill, though. Done a nice bit of damage. Dropped into 32. Rattlesnake, though, opens up onto Connor. Fantastic work from him. But, wow, Weber does go down from Cryptix with that 5-7 from a distance. And Rattlesnake might be able to sneak in nicely here. Gets a second kill. Can he get a third? He's using all the information he can right now. That smoke's in a perfect position for him. And he's just got to be so careful because Silverback's right round the corner. He comes round, does finish him off, though. Will he be able to get the next one? Oh, nice work from Silverback. Takes down Fearless. And it's all up to Pulse. He's just flagging behind. And he does not have the bomb with him. The CTs have got themselves in a great position in this 2 versus 1.
Well, he's got 20 seconds in a dream. And if you ask me, a player of Pulse's caliber can definitely make this dream come true. Knows that there's someone on quad. Down goes the first. It's Silverback. And now it's Pulse versus Batham. And Pulse will clutch. Great play from Pulse, and the round is going to go to EZskins. Right when it seemed like Banks, it was going to be out of reach.
Yeah. That was close. That was close. Brilliant work from Pulse. He was so far behind, not too much time on the clock there. Comes in and nicely does it, but EZskins have got to be thinking that's a little bit too close for comfort with the current scoreline being 14 for 10.
Yeah, here we go. Weapons out finally for fish123, but again, mate, they're broke, you know, barely any Molotovs to use. Only one smoke, in fact, on Batham, you know, because defensive smoke's, again, such a key part to Counter-Strike, and it's going to be tough for them, but again, we know that individually they have the quality to still make these farmhouses count.
Well, Weber once again indoor, trying to see what he can do onto the A-bomb, so be careful he doesn't get picked off because it didn't go well for him the last couple of rounds now. Pulse scouting around outside B, but the bomb and the rest of the team are still towards middle here. It's just literally trying to scout out, see where they can get the pick and work out where they actually want to go.
There's only one CT on the A-bomb site right now. The rest is sort of like running between A and B in CT spawn, not 100% sure where they want to go. And if EZskins speed it up and execute right now, then they could reap the benefits, but they've got to be careful. Cryptix is in fact still sat at the truck with the AWP, which Rattlesnake is going to run straight into, but great smoke grenade coming in. Nonetheless, Cryptix still goes big. Even though that smoke went down to block off short, it did not block off Cryptix's view of this bomb site. Bomb down. And now, can EZskins get some half-decent after-plant positions? No, they cannot, because they are no more obliterated here on the A-bomb site. And fish123, again, coming back, avenging the last round, and they've won yet another one. This is just back and forth.
Yeah, 14-4-11 right now, still in favour of EZskins, but Cryptix, he was the man of the moment there. Them 2 AWP shots completely secured the round for his team there. And, well, Batham,
yeah,
1 for 7 right now.
Unlike him, that's the thing.
We said this about him on the previous game. He just doesn't seem to be playing to his full potential, and that could be a huge factor in why Fish aren't being able to kind of handle this right now.
Here we go. There's the molly. Onto boost. Stop any potential angry EZskin terrorists making their way towards mid, but Batham, we said he'd only got 1 frag. There is another to add to his collection so far. Pulse gets a frag at mid, onto Keith, decimates him. Batham looking to deal the damage. Unfortunately, leaves Weber on only 22 points of health. This A-bomb site yet again, Banks, is in control of the A-bomb site. They've planted the bomb, and fish123, before you know it, have another retake to try and pull off.
Yeah, Rattlesnake said he was baited. He knew it well, but Silverback comes from behind, takes down Pulse. He's going to assault the bomb site all on his lonesome right now. Gets taken down by Weber from door, and then Weber does deal one more with Fearless getting the final kill there, and 7 for 4 for this half, taking it to 15-11.
That was actually really well played there on the bomb site as well, because what happened was the fish123 player was pushing out of A main, and he spotted, I think it was Weber on top of the bomb site. And as Weber went to the left, the CT ran out and followed him. Yeah. But there was in fact a player just holding the crossfire from MBK. They knew exactly what they were doing there. EZskins, and you know what, fish123, they've got to win this round. Otherwise, they're going to be down and out. And Keita barbecued by Rattlesnake. And if you ask me, they should be able to take over this bomb site with
Connor trying to get the deagle shots, couldn't land anything. Weber and Pulse coming with the kills. It's 2 versus 5. It's the final round of this map, and EZskins are looking to close it out in 2-0. It's all or nothing, but, well, I don't fancy their chances.
Nah, unfortunately, I think the fat lady is sung, to be honest. I mean, Cryptix might get the odd exit frag here and there, but it's really going to amount to pretty much diddly squat. There we go. Batham now, let's look at the bright side, Banks. At least, you know, we pointed out the fact that he only had 1 frag throughout the entire game, and he made it 3, so...
he turned it around just 2 rounds before the end.
But it is going to be 16-11 in favour of EZskins. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, well, it was a very back and forth game towards the end, and they kept going round after round, but on that second half, EZskins just seemed to be in a lot more control than what Fish were on their T side, and that played the major factor. It's definitely down to the tactics side of it, and where you saw Rattlesnake made a comment about being baited to his advantage, and that's when it's worthwhile.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely, definitely. And again, obviously, a mix versus a proper team. You could tell by the way that the set pieces were coming out on towards that A bomb site. The smokes were spot on. Every single time EZskins went towards both the A and the B bomb site, smokes were always spot on. For example, towards the A bomb site, smokes off to short, towards the B bomb site, smokes off to CT spawn in the upper area as well. We even saw them there that last round, running straight in and throwing a Molotov towards the upper area to block out any potential CTs who will have rotated. But anyways, how are you doing, Richard?
Yeah, not too bad. It was nice to be on camera for a little bit during that period. I'm just, what's up, guys? Yeah, it was a bit of an epic game, not really for the reasons we sort of expected. Lots of technical problems broke up the ebb and flow of that one. But ultimately, we can say, you know, EZskins didn't really find their rhythm there. They did. That was more kind of what I expected to see, you know, a bit back and forth. But ultimately, they did get over the finish line. They were able to sort of show that quality, if you like, on their own map, which, you know, realistically, if they want to be a top team, if they want to do things, these games they should be cruising through. And I guess we can maybe give them the benefit of the doubt because of the circumstances under which it was played, but still, it wasn't. The second map, at least, wasn't a slick performance.
No, they won't be happy with that whatsoever. I think they know as well, with the pressure that's on them and what they're here to do, that kind of scoreline against a mixed team like Fish is not acceptable. It should have been the more scorelines what we saw in the first game, but it is what it is. And well, we've got an updated bracket, I guess.
We'll take a quick look at that. We'll bring that up on screen for you guys at home, and you'll be able to see for yourself. We've had obviously lots of games going on in the background, so just to sort of give you a rundown on what you missed in the previous group, you can see that Choke Gaming were able to come through against Ufrag. We don't know who their opponent is going to be just yet. MGM versus Infused are playing. Kaz Esports versus Zenex, two names that are sort of respectable, coming up against each other in the UK scene. Obviously, Zenex did have some of the players that are now on EZskins. So I don't know how they've adapted to life without their star players. And, of course, we just saw fish123 and EZskins. First map, Mirage, easy peasy lemon squeezy, as Kyanite might say. The second map, not so. Not at all. 16-11, so a bit laborious. But ultimately, it does put EZskins in a good position. You know, they're in the semis. So should be whoever they come up against next between Kaz and Zenex. You would imagine that's going to be an easier game. All due respect to those guys, I would still expect EZskins to maybe have a little bit too much quality for them there. What I mean, for me, the far more interesting one is what's going to happen when Infused come up against Choke Gaming. Obviously, Choke had a very good showing at Epic LAN, which they won, right?
Yep, so they came first. They beat Kaz Esports for the title there.
In the final, yeah.
I think Infused, if they get past Molotovs and Marshmallows, and obviously Infused are the team expected to win on that side of it, but I wouldn't count Molotovs and Marshmallows out at all because they are a very staple team. They've been there in the UK and always fighting against a very high level.
Stable team with a terrible name.
Yeah, okay, terrible name. Yeah, Molotovs and Marshmallows. But whoever comes up against Choke, it's going to be it's going to be the big ending game. Let's see who's going to go through to the grand final.
I mean, you would imagine. I don't know. Actually, I'll just see. Is it possible to get an update on the score? Yeah, so we're not able to bring that to you. We will as soon as we're able to. Just to, I mean, you got Infused are going to win that. They're going to win that, surely.
You know,
I'm not going to say it for definite. Like, not with their current roster changes.
Molotovs and Marshmallows have players like Vertigo, Paint, Ben as well. And the thing about Infused is, on paper, Infused should win it, but they do have the odd game here and there where they just, you know, it doesn't start off well for them, and then they just go on tilt.
Well, yeah, we'll try and get an update about that.
UKCS.
Yeah, exactly. UKCS in a nutshell, right there. Hopefully, Paint is sober.
That'll help.
And that rarely happens. But anyway, thanks a lot for your thoughts there, guys. We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to bring you our pick of the semi-final before, obviously, we wrap up for the day. So we're not too sure which one it's going to be yet. We're going to wait and see how other results develop. But we'll be right back after a short break. See you then.
I'm on it.
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 against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand here with me to take this fight through the rise and fall. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends if we all go down. If our time is now, we could let everyone know we were here. We could be legends.
We can live forever.
We dream so colorful. Oh, we love so strong. The world is relentless, the city won't sleep. It hardens your soul, brings you to your knees. But we can face it all.
Live forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gfinity UK CSGO Championship. I'm Richard Lewis. I've had to stick my glasses on. I had a bit of a contact lens malfunction in the break. I don't mind. It's all right. You know. So we've made it. Look at this. A trinity of people all wearing the same spec. It's unreal. Basically, it's like a before and after shot. You've got before and way before. Right. And it all went wrong. Anyway,
Nice timeline.
yeah, you like that, mate? I just come up with this stuff. I'm pretty funny. Anyway, so look, let's get into talking about what we've seen already so far today. We've had a cavalcade of UK CS, and hasn't been any surprises really. We saw Infused absolutely batter Radical Esports in their first game. Radical Esports only managed to get 4 rounds across 2 maps. Pretty much tells the tale of that particular tape. EZskins came up against fish123. They were looking hugely impressive on the first map, a 16-2 on Mirage. Yep. And then it all gets a bit kind of back and forth, less polished, struggle to kind of get over the finish line, but finished 16-11 against fish123 for another 2-0. Now, while we're waiting for the semi-finals to get ready, there is a game that is underway at the moment, and that is between who we were just talking about before the break, Molotovs and Marshmallows.
You'd love that
and
name.
Infused. It's terrible, guys. It's going to be M&M. I hate to break it to you. And Infused Gaming, who, of course, we saw. Now, this potentially is a test for them, but Team Infused did win the first map. It was 16-7 on Cobble, so they've already got a map in the bag, and we're going to go into Dust 2 now, and it's going to be me and you doing the casting. So just before we get into that game, kind of, I'll ask you a few thoughts about this matchup. The way Banks was selling it was, well, you can't write these people. Infused have got this, surely. Come on.
No, I actually don't think you can write Eminem off. Like,
Wow.
JT as well used to play with Infused, so I'm sure he's going to be looking for a bit of revenge as well. So, I don't know, man. Like, there's some good players in this Eminem lineup, but once Critical gets going, like, and is on fire, then, to be fair, he's a very, very difficult player to try and stop. But again, it's a team game, so honestly, it's UKCS. Anything can happen.
It is, yeah, but anything can happen. I mean, literally anything can happen,
Yeah.
except get 10 players on a server and start a game on time.
That
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
That
Yeah.
doesn't
No.
happen. But well, so quick prediction. Do you think Infused will close this out on Dust 2?
Yeah, I do.
All right, then. Well, look, Kainite, you're going to sit there like, you know, I don't know, just the third.
Looking pretty.
Yeah, the 5th wheel.
Just in case the camera randomly comes on
Yeah,
again.
mate, trust me when it does. All right, yeah, be ready for that. But yeah, thanks for your thoughts. James, me and you will dip into this game. So we have had the knife round. It's going to be Infused on the CT side, M&M on the T side, and it is going to be Dust 2, a familiar setting for Counter-Strike if ever there was one.
Every time I hear Eminem now, I'm just going to have a little giggle to myself because of you, Rich.
Yeah, maybe there's a better thing. I might just call them the Marshmallows. If they're doing well, I'll call them the Molotovs. Right? If they're doing bad, they're getting called the Marshmallows. Anyway, the pistol round is up and running, and you can see that M&M are just going to go for this short force. They're just wolf-packing it up short right now. And again, no smokes, no flashes. They're just going in raw. Aaron's going to get the call. He's going to put that nade in. He's going to do some damage to Critical on the flank. He's going to get 2 headshots over the Silent USP. Aaron's going to pick up another one. Critical's going to get his 3rd. Vertigo is the last man standing for the Molotovs and Marshmallows. He's spamming away, unable to get a kill. And, well, you can see the gun is called the Super Soaker 9000 there. Turns out he did about as much damage as a Super Soaker would have done from long. Really struggling, so it feels like he's delaying the inevitable, but who knows? Maybe we're about to see something special. 50 seconds coming up on the clock. Vertigo is able to do some damage. He knows he's going to get pushed from short. He has a good spatial awareness here. Saw the leg there, isn't able to do anything. With Dansky gets that 1 bullet onto Vertigo. And got to say, Critical having a great tournament so far, and really came up flush, came up clutch there for his team with some great headshots.
Yeah, it was a push onto short completely with one staying back at A long. And, well, short, they just got demolished thanks to Critical. Happily dealing with them. Very good round from Infused to start off with. And once again, Critical with the scout. He's challenging the middle there. Kinder's coming out with the Tech 9. Ooh. And you see Critical trying to get off the shots with the scout. Can't quite make anything of it, but they've got a bit of information to go with. And Cookie with that MP9 is going to be in place to make sure no one comes out of middle. they are just currently dabbling with that.
Well, you can see it is an aggressive buy here for Molotovs and Marshmallows. They are going for that double Scout and Tech-9 combination, which we see a lot of the pro teams pull out. It's definitely effective. JT's been taken down quite low there. They haven't been able to use these Scouts. They haven't been able to get in a position to get tags. You can see Cookie just heard somebody there, uses a flash, isn't able to be aggressive enough to get the kill, but they are going to go up short. I'm not too sure if this is the right idea. Oh, well, maybe it is, because Vertigo's going to get a brilliant headshot on a Windansky. But here comes the cavalry. Zed with a P90 kill. Critical at long. He's been making the scout sing all day long. Hasn't been able to land any critical tags here, so the bomb is going to go down. Very good round so far for Eminem. Vertigo's going for that jump scout, trying to take out the cavalry at long. He is able to do it. Takes down the all-important critical, while Aaron comes round on the flank. And you can see they've got 2 players with Tech-9s. It's not a great plant for Eminem. And is the defuse going on? Well, no.
Yeah, it seems like they're a bit unsure what to do.
Actually, it is. Yeah, you can see they're going to win this round. And they can't do anything there. And it's Roma. What can you do? Who's going to get that final headshot? And that is a great way to answer back. That's a very well executed round. Didn't look like it was going to work at one point, but they forced the issue. Couple of great scout shots, and they were in.
Yeah, Vertigo changed it around with a scout shot as to get into the bomb site. Once that bomb was down, Team Infused could have had it had they managed to stay on that bomb defuse. But look at that from Zed. Zed manages to take down Vertigo. And critical with a scout shot as well. Scout's proving powerful. And we could see this flip around. Null and Roma, the ones with the AKs. 1 AK's down already as well. So that's going to be Tech-9 and AK only left for the Molotovs and Marshmallows. 5 versus 2 already straight into this round. Action-packed straight away. And it's going to put them on a very, very tricky situation to deal with here.
Well, absolutely right, James. You can see that they weren't able to really get momentum, and of course that there was money in the bank for Infused, and they kind of counterbought, if you like, basically mirrored their tactics, and it has reaped dividends here. Rome are able to get a spray down at long, but that's going to be his last contribution as Zed picks up the kill. So it's tit for tat, eco for eco, and 2-1 to Infused. So Molotovs and Marshmallows here. Looks like they're going to go... No, they are going to pick up some Tech-9s. They're going to pick up an AK as well. So I don't know if that was intentional there.
Yeah, it might have been a bit of miscommunication.
Or a bit of a miscommunication, but Null has picked up this AK. So huge pressure on his shoulders. And you can see Aaron's just able to shut down the long push. Good combination of Molotovs and Flash coming in. And Null only took some mild burns there. Some... first-degree burns, nothing too serious, and he is able to get the kill. And look at Roma coming around from short. Great flank. So Cookie Monster now is having to call for the cavalry, and Null is making this AK really work for him. And all of a sudden, it's just Zed with the scout that's left in a 1v3. So he's going to go along here. I don't know what you can really do about it. Probably just going to play for some exits. And boom, he's not even going to do that. So if that was a miscommunication... That
was the best one they could have hoped for.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets right there.
3 kills for Null with that AK-47. Secures a second round on the board for his team. 2-2, it's all even Stevens. And Infused being pushed once again into the scout and pistol situation. Couple of 5.7s and a P250 up on the Cookie Monster.
Well, that's going to really give Molotovs and Marshmallows a very good platform here on this difficult T side of Dust 2. And just having a look, yeah, the money mightn't be too bad for them. Yeah, this is looking very good indeed. If they're able to win this round, it's really going to put Infused in a bad place. So, huge round from Null. And got to give credit to Roma there as well. The way he flanked, that was some excellent coordination. Looks like, anyway... we're going to have this B push. You can see the bomb is in that tunnels area. The Molotov's gone down, and Zed with the scout. He's trying to do some work, but he's been taken down to 5 HP. But look at this from Zed and Cookie Monster there coming in. And he gets a little jump tag there as well. So Vertigo and JT able to answer back, but Aaron gets a headshot onto Vertigo. And look how low Molotovs and Marshmallows are. So this is just, again, looks like we're going to see the unthinkable. We are. They're going to force by the 2 scouts and pistols and win another round.
It's going to be the game of force by wins. That was for Zed right there. When he came in, he was dropped down to about 4 HP and still managed to pull off 2 scout shots to do the damage on the remaining terrorists to put them to the low health they were on. He was instrumental.
Wasn't in a great position either.
No, he's pushed back.
Yeah, been forced back by the flames of the Molotov. did a great counter flash, was able to get 1 tag, 2 tag, and that did the damage. Aaron, though, was in the right place at the right time to capitalize with that pistol. 3-2 to Infuse. So far, it's all about who's going to hold their nerve. But Molotovs and Marshmallows have that money. They are able to pick up an AWP now, so Vertigo's got an AWP. Does like to use that weapon when he can. He has played in lineups where he hasn't always been a designated AWPer.
Now we can see Vertigo's got the AWP here for the T side. And that's going to make this a little bit interesting to see how he deals with Critical, who's obviously got the scout, and what he'll be able to open up onto the bomb site they choose. At the moment, we can see it's a lot of control around mid. We've got 1 towards A long and 1 towards B, but the bomb has been placed to B, which could be a sign of things to come.
And it's really both teams in a sort of Mexican standoff here, which is the smart way to play it. We've had some rock'em sock'em robots, 2 teams just standing there force buying against each other over and over again and somehow making it work, but
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that has to stop. So they're playing it slow. People are looking for just getting the picks now. 35 seconds on the clock, and there's Critical with the scout. So that answers your question, James. What can Vertigo do against Critical? Not much.
Lose a head.
Yes. Head took cleanly off the shoulders. And that's going to force the T's into this wraparound B split here. Coming from that mid area, they are going to get in. And Cookie Monster and Zed are able to pick up a couple of kills. Zed with his second, while JT's trying to do what he can. Well, he had an opportunity to get a 3rd kill there, wasn't able to do it again. Aaron, right place in the right time to capitalize with that P90. The old Pro 90 coming to the rescue of Infused. 4 rounds to 2. And Molotovs and Marshmallows, despite some good force buys, despite their economy looking good, lose those 2 rounds, and you're as broke as grease.
Yeah, they were better on the force buys. Maybe they should have just stuck to that in the end, but Infuse got a 2-round advantage, and now they're going to have them on the eco. Look at this from Cookie Monster. 3 superb kills there. Comes up middle, surprises them completely when they're on eco. Aaron finishes off null. It's only JT remaining. He's got the scout, does manage to do away with Critical, but he's got to deal with 4 members of Infused, and I don't fancy his chances.
No, and it's interesting he's actually going to go for it, and yeah, he didn't
Maybe
fancy
better to
saving his
save.
scout. I guess because they'd pushed it middle, he knew there wasn't really a lot of places to hide. There weren't many nooks and crannies. But of course, that's just a great read there from Infused. You know or expect that Molotovs and Marshmallows are going to be on an eco round. Why not push mid? Get that intel. Worst case scenario, you run into a stack and they're holding spawn, you die. At least you got to make that call. Sure, you give them a gun. It's not the worst thing in the world. But he was able to just run up there and just get a bunch of kills. Round was pretty much shut down before it began.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what Molotovs and Marshmallows can do with just a full AK rifle setup here. Looks like they're going to be heading on to short. Critical's in a great position. And, oh, he misses the first shot. JT rips off his head. It's all going to be up to Windansky on the A-bomb site for now. And you can see Cookie Monster at middle. They're taking it slow. The Molotovs and Marshmallows aren't overcommitting just yet. JT's going to flash out towards middle. The bomb has still been dropped to the top of mid. They've got 1 player towards the A-bomb site, looking up towards that and getting it. Cookie Monster being completely smoked out here at CT spawn. It's going to null and void him. Zed, though, nice position. Scene 1.
He's
knows exactly where they're going.
He's let them get up there, and that's going to be smart within the context of this round. So Zed's going to be able to jump up and boost on that box. They know they're in short. He's going to give the intel. It's Vertigo, actually, in CT spawn. That's going to get the kill. And Windansky hadn't. He just misjudged how much they got out. So actually, they went from knowing exactly where they were, and they just weren't able to capitalize Infused. And it's all predicated on that opening pick on short, where they took down Critical. Critical missing their first shot. He's probably missed all day today. So Aaron hiding in the pit, and the pit of shame, as it is for Infused. Null gets that final kill. 5-3. Wonderful change of pace there from Molotovs and Marshmallows, though. They went fast at the start. They just grouped up. They ran up short. They got the pick on Critical. Then instead of trying to force the issue, they dropped back. They held that mid area. And maybe a little bit of a mistake there by Zed to not take that free kill and let them push up short. But ultimately, Molotovs and Marshmallows played that tactically astute.
Yeah, definitely. And Zed, he was playing it smart. He was playing it for the long game, but I don't think he expected his team not to make it that far. But 5-3 is your score right now. Still in favour of Infuse. Molotovs and Marshmallows did just pick up the last round. And Zed's got the AWP this time. Critical's opted for a FAMAS. Cookie Monster's still holding towards middle. And Molotovs and Marshmallows are keeping it nice and split, but they are favouring this A bomb site still. Got 1 in the lower B tunnels. The rest are making their way up short with the bomb as well. And Critical, he's just giving it a scout. He's trying to look. He's got his FAMAS in hand, but he's just trying to see what he can see. Or he's just maybe seen the corner of JT there. And yes, he does, gets the kill. Will open up and be the first kill of this round. And let's see what the Molotovs and Marshmallows are going to decide to do now. They're still unsure and undecided. They're trying to get that pick, trying to get that kill. Vertigo looking through the smoke. Could not see that player getting close range at middle.
So, again, slower round coming in here. And, well, there's Zed with that second kill. That's going to prove to be very important. He's just spamming away through the smoke. Here comes the Molotovs coming in. Windansky in the perfect place there. And ultimately, oh, well, Vertigo does get the pick on him, but Critical's going to get that final kill. And infused red Molotovs and Marshmallows really well there. In the end, they lost just too many people to be really able to capitalize and force the issue on that B-bomb side. Yeah,
and Molotovs and Marshmallows, they're just relying on getting a pick there. All they need to do is try pick up the kills, and then they'll react on it. But if they don't get that, or they go a man down, they almost seem lost.
Yeah, well, yeah, that can happen. I mean, I'm looking at the team. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a strong leader in the team, but they are a group of players that have all played with each other for a long period of time. They know each other's games, and they should be able to react to things when they're going wrong. But so far, Infused have come back nicely. They've negotiated some choppy waters, and they're now going to be 7-3 up after that eco round from Molotovs and Marshmallows.
Yeah, 4 kills from Aaron that round. And he's been on form all day from what we've seen from him. Just as an older player, an old school player, definitely making his mark right now.
I think we're getting into the elderly player territory with Aaron. I mean, seriously, it says it all that when we were doing the pre-show, Red Eye was saying, well, he was a young kid when I first started playing, so... And, of course, they'd only just invented electricity when Paul started playing, so... That's as far back as it goes. Null with a great pick there from lower B onto Critical on that short area. And, again, Critical being dead means that they lose that short control. Vertigo, who I've got to say, I have seen him use the auto quite a lot in his career. He does like to use that gun. It's not just something he's picked up for novelty value. There was a running joke that he was the best auto sniper player in the UK. He used to do it all the time.
And that gun is extremely annoying to deal with.
Yeah, well, when he was in, I think it was the Dignitas lineup that he played in, he was absolutely lethal with it. Anyway, JT going to pick up another kill, and you can see that Zed is in the proverbial rock and a hard place. Don't even think he's going to be able to save this AWP. No, he isn't. JT catches out Zed. 7 rounds to 4, and again, great answer back there from Molotovs and Marshmallows. And let's be clear here, this in the current meta, you know, if you can even get to 6 T rounds, you're in a good spot.
Yep, definitely. With the current meta of how it is, if they can achieve that, they're looking in a position where they can just laugh. And 7-4 right now, Infused, they've kind of got the momentum. They're looking very confident. And Molotovs and Marshmallows, even like we saw in the previous couple of rounds, they picked off Critical that time. They didn't manage to capitalize on it. And this is what they seem to be working off. They are literally working off the picks more than following a strict regime of tactics right now.
Well, if you can make the picks, it works.
Yeah, that would help. That would help.
If you can make the picks, it works. If you can't, it doesn't. It's not rocket science. And so far, so good for Molotovs and Marshmallows. Got to 4 rounds here on this T side. And they're playing it really slow again.
I don't like the fact they've got an AWP and an auto sniper. That we've already lost the auto sniper in Vertigo, and they've got Null now with the orb. He's got to make it work for him. They're man down already. They're trying to get into that A bomb site. Kinder onto Aaron, but they've got to deal with Zed, who's pushed himself nicely back there. And JT has actually got himself towards the A bomb site, but they haven't quite infiltrated it just yet. Oh, and Zed misses the shot. They knew where he was. Fired back towards him. Critical's coming now to back it up, but coming from CT spawns, not the position he wants to have. The bomb has been planted on the A bomb site. Zed's still all the way back there with Cookie Monster coming up short, but it's all been smoked out, and Molotovs do have a lot of control right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's worked out really well for them, actually. They've been able to get up on that short area, and there's Null going to pick it up with the AWP. And Windansky's able to answer back, but look at this wraparound from Cookie Monster. Isn't able to get the second kill. Roma and JT are going to answer back, so it's Zed. But look how low they are. Put the AWP away. Put the AWP away. You can pistol whip them. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's going to get that kill. Now it's a 1v1. Now, surely he's won the... Well, yeah, he didn't have enough time, did he?
No, the bomb was ticking away there, but he did the best he could in that situation, but they just seemed to play it all a little bit too slow. They played it so far
pick
back.
up that last kill and just wasn't able to do it. But you know, it's, they won the round. It was an expensive round for them to win, a Pyrrhic victory, if you will. But that does get them to 5 rounds, and that's looking good, especially given they're going up against a saved AWP and 4 pistols against Infuse. We should realistically see a 6th round here.
Oh, well, Aaron, nicely done. Hides at middle. JT just runs out, didn't check everything. Got caught off by the smoke there, so Aaron got the kill. Zedwo saved his AWP, takes down Kinder. And if Infuse are able to get this round, be a huge win for them. Noel dropping down the flashes at middle. He's got his teammates to back him up. They're running through. Zed, though, getting himself in CT spawn, boosted up on the box. They're trying to spam up towards it, and oh, narrowly misses. We see that through the X-ray, and again, Zed's so close, but can't make the kill. Oh, Cookie Monster, fantastic shot there. Does take down Roma. Zed onto Null, and now it's all up to Vertigo once again with the AWP, but he's got to take on 4 members of Infused, and they are all around the bomb site. 2 in A, 2 in B. It's going to be hard push to make this work, and he might have just seen one, but he's not looking. How did he not see that? And well, Zed deserved to get the better of him.
Do you want to borrow my glasses? Is that real? I can't even believe that. Anyway, it should have been a 6th round. Infused there on an eco with that AWP, but it's Aaron that's managed to just push through that mid area, get that kill, get that gun, changes the complexion of the round, and you can see exactly what you were talking about, James. M&M just couldn't react to it. They didn't know what to do as soon as they lost that first man, and it was just Infused. They had the plan, they had the gun, they were able to really force the issue, and that's a round you shouldn't ever lose. You shouldn't ever lose. And then at the end, at least make it respectable. Take a few down with you. Vertigo, I don't know. He does wear glasses, actually. I think he needs to go get his prescription checked.
Yeah, a jog to Specsavers might help him after this game. But 8-5 is your current score. Infused leading the way, 3-round lead. And they're forcing Molotovs and Marshmallows into all the positions they want them to be. And Molotovs and Marshmallows don't technically seem to have one player who's just outstanding. But no matter who they lose, they start to freak. And Vertigo opens up, though, does take down Critical. He's in a good position. Cookie Monster's got an idea of exactly where they are. He runs out, and nicely done by Cookie Monster. Does take down Vertigo. Will he be able to get another? Gets a nade over. Got a Molotov as well there. He's being very careful, but look at JT. Oh, sneaking around. Could come up on the side of him and catch him off guard completely.
Yeah, I don't think Cookie Monster's seen him yet. Surprise! And it's a Tech-9 bullet to the dome. I don't think it's going to change the round too much, but JT's able to get another kill, so makes it respectable. Managed to pick up 3 kills on that eco round as we go into the last round of the first half. But ultimately, Infuse so far, so good. If they can pick up this last one here, and it is going to be a bit of a force buy for M&M, so realistically they should. And, well, let's see.
Molotovs and Marshmallows have to get this round realistically. If they don't, they're going to be kicking themselves, and Infuse is going to be looking so strong going on to the second half. But with their current set of weapons, I don't fancy their chances, despite all the force buys we've seen successful. But JT takes down Cookie Monster. He's going to be able to pick him up a gun there, which is going to help their cause. And, well, the rest of the Infused players are being careful. They don't want to be in the same situation as last round in CT Spawn, allowing the M&M players just to roll around and kind of get everywhere on the map.
And let's see if they can emulate what Infused did so well. That when they've been able to pick up these first kills on their eco rounds, they've been able to do something with them. They've been able to capitalize. And again, you can see this indecision, this hesitancy. They're having to go on short. They've been able to drop down there. Combination of flashes and smokes really just obscuring what was going on. Critical will have called it. That there is one in that CT area. Aaron's going to get the kill. JT again with the Tech-9. He's wrecking people with that. And Zed going to go for the spray down in the flames. Aaron's going to get JT. It's all going to be on Null. Last man standing. Molotovs and Marshmallows probably only going to get 5. There it is. Confirmation. 10-5 at halftime to Infused, and while it looked competitive at one point, in the end, the quality, the caliber told on that CT half. Hugely important pistol round coming up for Molotovs and Marshmallows.
Yeah, they've got to make this work on the second half for them now, and, well, Infused, they just too strong for them to deal with. Molotovs and Marshmallows now obviously on the CT side, Infused on the T side, and we've got 3 going towards B with the bomb. 1 still just scout in the middle. They're going to be pushed down, head through lowers, and work out exactly what they're going to do here. But Windaski is checking for them while Critical leads the charge up short. He's going to be the kind of point man here as he makes his way up short. There's no CTs playing it aggressively, though. We've got Vertigo looking from long A. Kinder's then boosted up in CT spawn.
That's a great spot. You see Virtus Pro do that a lot, actually, where they just hold that CT spawn area, boosted up on the boxes, even on the pistol rounds. And Kinder, bless him, he didn't have a particularly good first half there. He wasn't making, I think, only got 2 kills. So he needs to be boosted up and hidden somewhere. But you can see they've allowed them to just get up short. Kinder is going to get that kill. And Vertigo's waiting for the wraparound. He's trying to waste time here, but he's not doing well enough to get the kill. And it's Aaron and Critical are going to pick up those kills. Aaron with a second on short. So now Null and Vertigo are going to have to lead the charge of the Light Brigade here. But positionally, they're just in a terrible spot. They know exactly where Null is. Null's got low HP. You can see that Infuse is going to be able to shut them out here. Now, they don't have any nades. That's one thing. But you can see Zed and Critical have armor. Yep, and that's what happens. Cookie Monster picks up that last kill. 11 rounds to 5. And I really feel Molotovs and Marshmallows needed that pistol round if they were going to mount any serious challenge here at the team Infused. Yeah,
they definitely seem to be momentum-based team 100% here. And not the start they're looking for. But with a force buy, you never know, they might be able to make it work for him because they did so well last time. And he got a scout shot onto Cookie, dropping him to 18 health already. Critical's going to be going in with a charge with the MP7. Drops a Molotov at the back of the B bomb site. Isn't managed to get the kill yet. It's been flashed down. Windaski does finish him off, though. There's one more player in window room trying to get him down. And look at that, the Rec 9. It is so powerful. Cookie comes in to get kill onto Vertigo. It's only 2 members left of Molotovs and Marshmallows. And, well, Zed spamming through. Team Infuser got the confidence. Critical's like right next to someone. Couldn't get the kill. Finally does it. Picks off both of them. And Classic coming through that very thick smoke here. Managing to just close that round out for Infused.
Yep, so business as usual there. Another round picked up for Infused. And we're now starting to see some AKs here. They are still going to keep some of the SMGs. And it's a full eco from Molotovs and Marshmallows. Perhaps that suggests that they're going to maybe move to that auto sniper AWP setup on the CT side as well. We will wait and see. Cookie Monster trying to work a pick it. He's going to get swamped. He's going to pick both of them, though. This isn't matchmaking, boys. Come on, you got to do better than that. Roma and Vertigo taken down. So, even though Cookie Monster's low, there we are. Bada bing, bada boom. So it's 13-5. This is the round where we're going to either see a comeback, a competitive match, or if this round is lost, well, it's going to be over pretty much. So Vertigo has gone for the AWP. As I've said, he hasn't always been a designated AWPer in lineups that he plays in, but he is going to be here now. Hugely important that you can do something in mid, and of course Critical's already got that pick as Null's trying to get across, so Vertigo wasn't even able to get that first pick of the round. And now he's just going to get flashed and rushed by Cookie Monster. Well, I think he was blind while he made that kill. In the meantime, JT on B has been able to pick one up of his own and make that 2. So he's doing what he can to level the numbers. Is he able to get a third? No, he's not. Aaron's going to get him. But in the meantime, Kinder in spawn is going to surprise the terrorists and pick up a kill. It's a 2-on-2. And as we've said, this is hugely important within the context of the match. If M&M lose this, it's pretty much game over, barring some sort of miraculous comeback. And Aaron's throwing nades and spamming away from the back of the B bomb site. Sees there's one window. He's using that smoke to good effect, just stopping them coming through the door. But that's a great double peek there to catch him out. Now it is all on Aaron. Not going to be able to do it, and that's a great retake, but they've got no kit. This is going to be close.
Oh, no.
I don't think they've got it again. History's repeating itself. I'm having flashbacks. It's happened. And again, no kit. Hugely frustrating for Molotovs and Marshmallows. That was a textbook double peak there. To even get on the bomb site, to even open that opportunity, and then none of you have a kit. If you haven't got a kit, you've got to go faster.
Yeah, it was a smart play, but you can't be going with no kit on that kind of situation. Maybe it'd been better to just look around, at least see if they could have picked one up off the ground. But nice attempts by Molotovs and Marshmallows, just not good enough. And now Noel has got the AWP. The rest of them just got the pistols in hand. And look at this, Infuse coming to the B bomb site, decimate them. And it's only going to be Kinder and Roma left. And you're going to watch the Infuse players kind of run around and see what they can do here. But Kinder got himself in a good position. Oh, no, what? Oh, that was looking dangerous if he'd fluffed that. But he does get the AWP kill onto Zed. Oh my God, some of these shots, it just makes you confused.
That was nearly very embarrassing. That was nearly an epic fail video on YouTube. But look what he's doing since. It's gone from epic fail to epic win. Is he going to be able to get these kills here? Sure, the round's going to be lost.
Stop standing in a fire,
But
you
in
idiot!
the end, in the end, it goes epic fail, epic win, epic fail again.
I have no idea. If you're next to the Molotov, you don't walk into it.
And look at him, he says there, that molly goes forever. No, mate, you did just stand in
Yeah,
it.
you just literally kept walking into it. Oh, 15-5 is your score. Infused looking ever so confident to close this out 16-5. But Molotovs and Marshmallows are going to be giving it all they've got to try and bounce back. Anything's possible in Counter-Strike, but this could be taking it too far. You can see they've got 2 AWPs, Null and Vertigo.
They've got They've got this double up setup now on CT on Dust 2. I've talked about this when I've been doing casts with Henry G, and he talks about how it's just the optimal way to play, how strong it is if you're able to lock it out. But it's all on Vertigo here now. He's really got to come up big. Critical picking up 2 kills, and in the end, make that a 3rd. Critical, the old master, showing Vertigo how it is done here. 3 kills with 1 up. This is a full buy, and they are cutting through them like it's an eco. It is going to be an Infused win. It's 16-5. Molotovs and Marshmallows were unable to do anything there. And I've got to say again, it's your Aaron and your Critical combination, who probably's got a combined age of, like, I don't know, the same as Morgan Freeman. And they've just been amazing today.
No, they were on form, and, well, we saw Aaron in the first game we casted as well. He was top fragging, I believe, the whole way through. Critical was hitting the shops with the AWP. And despite Molotovs and Marshmallows being, like, they are capable, regardless of what you think from what you just saw them, Rich. They are capable.
Come on. Mate,
We've seen it. We've seen it.
Yeah, this line about Molotovs and Marshmallows being competitive, if it was a car, I'd say you'd sold me a lemon, mate. Yeah, I want to see the logbook. You know what I mean? Because there was nothing there. Come on.
We'll have to go find some old demos.
Come on, Kyanite.
There really wasn't there on Dust 2.
Not
There
for
we go.
that.
It
really
Not for
wasn't.
that. But
No.
they had that potential.
He's on my side. I converted him, yeah. But just some thoughts as well, Kyanite. You were watching the game. You were sat there.
Yeah.
With your head in your hands for most of it. So, well, I mean, anything you can say about Molotovs and Marshmallows, or Marshmallows and Molotovs?
I mean, I was expecting...
Well, I'm putting the emphasis on the Marshmallow.
I was expecting them to lose Dust 2, but not in that fashion, to be fully honest. I think they've got to go back to the drawing board and just sort of analyse where they went wrong, because M&M on paper are meant to be one of the strongest teams in the UK, you know, only maybe 1 level underneath Infused, and they're quite a new team as well. Even though they've been playing together for quite some time, they've finally been picked up by this organisation, and they're finally getting the support that they've wanted for a long time. So if they really are going to sort of, you know, play things out in the UK scene as a proper full-on lineup, they've got to improve from what we just saw.
Well, I mean, I've got to say as well, it looked great at the start of that Dust 2. You've got an eco, and then an eco, and then an eco, and then an eco. Scouts, everyone's going crazy. It's 3-2. You're thinking, right, this is it. This is what we wanted to see.
That was even Stevens.
Yeah,
That's what we wanted the whole way, and then it just went.
But then Infused were just, like I said, just too good. And I got to say, and don't tell him I said this, because he's got an ego enough as it is, but Critical's looking great, considering I don't think he's been in a serious, you know, competitive team for quite a while. You know, I mean, like, all due respect to Infused and everything, I think being in a UK team, there's an argument to say you're not really in a competitive team. There's not really a lot of events. You're not going to international events. You're not really testing yourself. I think the last time I saw Critical do well, was he part of the Infused that came to Gfinity?
No,
he wasn't even in there.
He wasn't, but they picked him up just before EPS.
Yes, that's correct.
And he not played for something like 2 years or something on those
that's
lines.
what I thought.
And he came back, and most of us were just expecting him to sort of, you know, not be at his best, not be the same Critical that we're used to seeing,
Kind of
sort
fizzle
of trying
out.
to warm up. But he'd genuinely been back for 2 weeks, and he was hitting AWP shots that you'd see hit at like top level play. And again, you just mentioned it, he's playing phenomenally at the moment, and he has been an amazing pickup for this Infused lineup.
Hugely impressive performance. Like you said, I didn't realise it was 2 years. Doesn't time fly?
I think it was that long.
Yeah, but it wouldn't
really
surprise
was a
me.
long time.
Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, what we're going to do for you guys at home so you can see how this tournament has been unfolding, we're going to bring you the bracket. So, sad news to all Too Sexy 2 fans. They went out pretty early, guys. Choke Gaming, though, they were able to overcome UFrag. They're going to be playing Infused, who we just saw next. We saw Infused beat Molotovs and Marshmallows. Back to the drawing board, as Kyanite says for them. And then in the lower half of the bracket, we did see EZskins beat fish123. And then it was Kaz Esports, who were the runners-up at Epic LAN. If I remember rightly. They're able to overcome Zenex to set up an intriguing semi-final against EZskins, who a lot of people are saying are the favourites for this whole event. And of course, you know, not just playing for £2,500 in the final. Obviously, they're going to be at EGX as well, which is going to be, you know, a huge opportunity for the UK teams to sort of represent themselves there, with elite level teams going to be present and lots of fans, lots of interest in CSGO in the UK. So there is everything to play for as we go into these semi-finals. Now, I don't know which one we're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be Choke Infused or whether it's going to be the EZskins game.
Both are going to be so close.
But yeah, there's definitely closer. I'd probably say the closer of the two would be Choke Gaming Infused.
Yeah, definitely. I think unless Kaz have got some really refined strats and they can just kind of get past the fact that EZskins have got such a team full of good aimers, then that is the only way that we'd see a real close game between both of them. But the Choke Gaming Infused team, that is Infused chance to kind of shine and see if they can take down Choke, the current, the Epic LAN champions.
Well, we've just been told it is going to be Choke versus Infused. That is the game that we've decided to do. So just obviously we'll talk a lot more about it lately, but I'm sure there's people watching the stream who are like, Choke who? Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about them, Kyanite? Because obviously I know you've been saying, yeah, they won Epic LAN, they're amazing. I love Choke.
Never said they were amazing.
That was your voice.
But no, seriously, I mean, this current Choke Gaming lineup was previously sort of known as Malik. They had Cheney in the mix. It's Imi and them lot. And they recently removed Cheney and brought in Ezio. And ever since they brought in Ezio, they really have sort of like gone up another level. Ezio, I mean, he's such a young player, but he's such a good player as well. And they just went to Epic LAN. No one was really expecting him to win. People were sort of expecting him to compete, but they made it into the final. People were like, whoa, okay. All right, fair enough. And then it was basically the Choke Gaming players up against Kaz Esports. And again, Kaz Esports were the favourites. I think the match was on CSGO Lounge, and the odds were something like 70-odd% in favour of Kaz Esports. And Choke Gaming ended up winning it, and I think it was a best of 5 as well. So, you know, definitely a team who are up and coming in the UK scene.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know Ezio very well. The kid's a freak of nature. He was playing in teams. He was like, you know, when you read about the stories about soldiers who lied about their age so they could go off to World War II or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he did. He was playing, he was saying, hey, everyone, I'm 15, I'm 50. You're about 10, mate, aren't you? And he was playing in UK teams when he was that young. So he's been, you know, it's a baptism of fire. And he's always held his own. He's always been a good player. He's also high diamond in League of Legends. Yeah. He's played competitively in League of Legends, so and he's still he's still what, like 16?
He sort of stopped at the end of Source and decided, right, I don't want anything to do with Counter-Strike, I want to play League of Legends. Went into League of Legends, started playing for Frag Masters. I think he won the odd LAN event or two.
Yeah, I think they won some of the small UK events.
Yeah, and then he decided to change back to CSGO, and bada bing, bada boom, he's global elite all of a sudden. Yeah, so he is a talented gamer.
How old is he now? Is he 17, 16?
Yeah, 16, something like
20?
that, 16, 17.
Yeah, he's right about then. So I mean, still lots of time for him. And like I say, he's a good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders, you know, which we never talk too much about. So definitely something there. Anyone else stand out for Choke Gaming for you? Because I heard the name Imi.
Yeah.
Now that really is a blast from the past. Like, how old is he now?
I don't know.
I'm convinced he's the same age as me.
He looks about 40 based off of his Twitter profile
I'm serious. Like,
everyone's just bringing them back in. They're just like, oh, we're coming out of retirement. Let's do it.
It's like, okay, if we went back in time and you were to say to me, okay, Richard, it's 2015, right? You're going to be casting UK CSGO. All the names are going to be the same, though, mate. Like, if you told me that in 2005, I'd, nah, the games don't work like that. You have no one's going to be playing when they're in their 30s. It's crazy. Here we are. Yeah. It's happening. So, yeah, Imi is another interesting one. I mean, he was always like a stalwart of the UK scene, and was kind of, you know, he was in decent enemy down teams. He wasn't in the elite level teams, the teams that were realistically going to win I-Series. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't in those Premier teams, the teams that were going to beat the Europeans when they came over. but he was still in some very decent UK lineups back in the day. I'm trying to think of some of the names because it was UKCS, mate. All the names are ridiculous. Molotovs and
Marshmallows.
Yeah. Molotovs and Marshmallows is nothing compared to some of the names we used to have back in the day. But I mean, he was a legend. He was a legend. It's probably not appropriate for stream, but so I can't tell you all of the stories. But there was this one incident that's been dubbed the Bring Guns incident, right? Nobody will remember that, but Jay Atkins is laughing. He remembers it. So if anybody on stream wants to ask him about it, if anyone watching the game, ask him about Bring Guns. It's that's how far back he goes. He'll hate me for bringing that up. But so far, I got to say, I really like the look of this team Infused. They're looking drilled. They're looking like they're taking it seriously, even when they're messing around. They've got a very good measure of themselves. And it's not just the fact that the old boys are playing well, your Aaron, your Critical, your 1.6 veterans. But actually, when Dansky's just joined the team, he's looked really sharp for a guy who... I remember sitting down in Valencia with him, I think it was 2 years ago, and he was like, I'm just done with this game. Like he couldn't hack it anymore. His head had gone, you know, and he's come back and he's looking great as well, looking really sharp.
Yeah, he took a really long break from CSGO and disappeared for a while. Then came back, play with Weber as part of that new Fragmasters Toxic lineup. Well, they didn't really call themselves Fragmasters Toxic, they were just the FME Sports. Yeah. And he got back into playing CS, and I actually spoke to him about it at the last EPS, and he was just telling me, Kaya, mate, you know, I took a long break. I finally made my way back in to CS, and it looks like we're going to fold. That was after they lost Cryptics, because they basically lost Cryptics, and then for some reason the other 4 players decided to fold. He was like, Kaya, that's it, I'm getting too old for CS kind of thing. And then before you know it, he's decided to join Team Infused. I knew he was sort of trialing for him, and it's great that they've picked him up, because not only is he a great player, but he's a really nice guy as well, which is a key element to being in a successful team. But experience-wise, he's been around for so long. You really want someone like that in your team who, you know, can make the right decisions where it counts the most, especially if Team Infused really want to compete against Europe's elite. That's where those little bits of decision-making will really make a difference.
Just since we're throwing crazy bits of trivia out there, if I remember rightly, and this is right back at the start of CSGO, Freiburg and Fiflaren were living out in Ireland. Yeah.
Was it 30p?
Yeah, and Windansky obviously was out there with them as well. And I'm pretty sure he did play in some lineup with them. I don't know if it was a 30p or I don't know if it was a mixed thing. But he actually did play alongside them regularly. And I know they used to meet up and go out drinking together and everything. And if you think about what Freiburg and Fiflaren went on to, and then Windansky was like, yeah, I'm just going to quit. But, like, if you talk to Freiburg, this is true. If you talk to Freiburg, he'll tell you, like, he always used to say Windansky is sick. Like, he's a sick player.
In FM back in Source? He used to come over to the I-Series. Yeah. It's amazing, like, how far he's come. Guys, that's it. UKCS.
Source history, yeah.
If
we're there in some way, some capacity.
If you want to become Freiburg, you've got to join a UK team and start coming to I-Series, following his footsteps.
Man, I'll tell you, right, so people don't realise how good Freiburg was back at the start of CSGO. All the pros used to sit on this, you know, a mumble or whatever, and they used to do these, I can't remember what it was called, it was like something mixes, like an online mixes.com.
Was it?
Right? And and they used to have this mixing thing anyway. Now, basically, I had Steele living with me at the time. Steele had been made homeless because MTW had gone bust. And Steele was sleeping on my couch. And he'd set up his PC in my living room, on my dinner table and all that, right? And he'd sat there playing. And all you would hear him on comms was go, yeah, pick Freiburg. If you don't pick Freiburg, we've lost. No, pick Freiburg. Just get Freiburg. And every time he had to play against him, he'd be like, Freiburg! Yeah. You would just hear him screaming. The other player was Windansky. So, yeah, so that's how good Windansky is. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to settle in. Anyway, we have got the teams. They're getting on the server. They're getting warmed up. They're getting ready. So it's going to be the last game of the day. It's going to be Choke Gaming versus Team Infused. We're going to bring you that shortly. We're going to take a quick break while we get everything set up, and we will see you soon.